All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome tonight. We are here live at Atlanta Motor Speedway. This is Joe White up here at FNTV2 booth. I'm up here accompanied by Ryan W. Daniels, as always, on Thursday. Ryan, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay, Joe. Wish everything was a little better, but, you know, up here tonight, ready to have a great race with y'all up here, and I'm excited to call the action here at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Absolutely. I tell you what, and these cars are about to power around this track here tonight, and it's going to be exciting. We came from last week at Bristol. I call it the little Thunderdome, so to speak. They call it the last great Coliseum.
Yes,
nonetheless,
sir.
yeah, I'm telling you, nonetheless, we saw an exciting finish last week between Nate Trito and David Shutt, who David Shutt pulled out the victory there. But man, we come here tonight to Atlanta, where we're going to see some high speeds and some very, very high competitive driving tonight.
Yeah, it definitely should be a very competitive race here this evening. You know, I'm looking at the practice and qualifying speeds. Everybody very close together. Looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, and we got a decent-sized field of, it looks right now to be right around 30 cars. Might take the green tonight.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I want to welcome all the viewers out there. Oh, they see Becky, how you doing tonight? We got Robert out there, Waylon out there, and Ryan's out there yip-yapping himself, talking to all the viewers and whatnot. I want to definitely appreciate everyone. They've concluded qualifying here, and Ryan, again, Don's asking for a link. FMTV2. Can you give him a link? If you can give him a link, awesome.
Let's see the action for a minute, but just give me one.
Oh, well, right now they're, like I was going to say, they're in a drivers' meeting right now, folks, and so we're just kind of right now talking about all the action that we think we're going to see tonight, and most notably, the man putting it on pole tonight, bouncing back. Last week did not have the race that he wanted. That's Jake Nichols, man. Had a time last week, didn't finish very well, and Jonathan Shipman says he's points racing tonight. I hear you, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I tell you what, you're starting in 14th spot tonight. You look pretty good in practice out there nonetheless. So that should be awesome. How you doing, Frog Racing? Starting for Humbry. Hurlo, my bad. Spotting for Hurlo. Okay, good deal. Awesome. That will be awesome.
All right, everybody should have a link to the chat.
All right, absolutely. Oh, that's fine. Absolutely, good deal. Well, I tell you what, right now they're in the midst of their drivers meeting, Ryan, and we were just sitting here talking about, we came from that awesome track there of Bristol. Man, yeah, I'm sorry about that little train of thought. From that track to this track here, it's apples to oranges, night and day. I mean, the speeds that we're going to see here tonight.
I mean, you're spot on. We saw last week the track was a half mile at Bristol. Really tight quarters, a lot of cars. We saw quite a few cautions, whether it was in the Xfinity race or the Cup race last week. Here at Atlanta, it's going to be a completely different story. We might still see some cautions as these runs go on because these cars get very tough to handle on old tires at Atlanta. And they are definitely a handful going into the corners because they do tend to get a little bit loose. But, I mean, we're going from a half-mile track at Bristol to a mile and a half here at Atlanta on the D-shaped oval where they're running, upwards of 190 miles an hour getting down into these corners when last week they were maybe topping out at 150, 160 on the straightaways.
Well, absolutely. You're 100% right there. And can you do me one favor? In our chat out there, can you put the link for Becky, which evidently she's had to find the stream. She says she has trouble. I don't understand why she's having trouble finding it. I know she subbed to the channel and it should just pop up for her. But nonetheless, we can somehow get the link to Tyler. Tyler can get it to her and whatnot. But hey, either way, we're out here. We're enjoying it tonight. And tonight we're looking to have an awesome race. Got a good group of cars out here. Going to be a tight, Johnson out there says it's going to be a tight race tonight. Yes, it is. You're absolutely right because, well, we got Superman sitting on pole, Ryan. I tell you, nothing new. But now last week he had a lot of trouble.
Definitely. I mean, kind of shocking to see how much trouble the whole Jake Nichols team had. I mean, the best run they had was Nate Trito, leading a lot of that race. Didn't end up getting the win after the controversial finish that we had over there with David Shutt moving him in the final turn. But, a good run for Jake Nichols Racing. Their best finishing driver, I believe, was Dwayne Culberson, if I'm not mistaken. So, definitely a tough night for that team as a whole. They're going to definitely, all of them, all 4 or 5 of those cars, going to be looking to bounce back tonight at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Well, absolutely. And I'll tell you what, I want to wish Robert Shipman out there a happy birthday. So today is his birthday. So we definitely want to wish him a happy birthday. As always, want to be thankful for all the drivers out there. What's going on? Got Hank Cameron, Hearn out there, Pioneer, Johnson out there. There's a couple drivers before they get started here tonight roaring around this track because they're going to need 100% concentration here. But Trevor Rapolo right there putting it in second. And obviously Delonte Ballard, we know that man definitely can wheel a machine around the track. Mike Rominger, man, bouncing back here. Good start for him tonight, starting 4th right there. Then David Shutt, last week's winner. We call him David the Nightmare Shutt, man, and I tell you, he gives people nightmares when he comes up on them because he comes up on them very, very fast, and definitely he's good. And sitting right there in 5th spot. And then 6th place, that's our hard charger, Nate Trito. So you've got the guys who dueled it out last week on the last lap run, David Shutt and Nate Trito right there side by side again.
Yeah, going to renew the rivalry right off the start of the race. We're hoping that everyone's going to keep it clean, but definitely going to be interesting to see if Nate and David get into each other early on in this race after both posting pretty good qualifying times, both starting in the top 6 respectively.
Well, absolutely, and I tell you what, I'm going to take that Robert Shipman and Johnson are y'all brothers out there, so I'm gonna say they are. They both got the same last name. Nonetheless, out there talking up a good one. What's going on there, Becky? I tell you what, let's give you an update where Mr. Popularity is. Tyler Sifford, he's sitting in 20th right now. And, Ryan, we can't take anything away from anybody on this field because everyone out here, it's a crapshoot from week to week. They all have talent, and that's what here at ExtremeMotorsports99.com brings to the table. A slew of talent here in their Cup Series.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked all season how competitive this Cup Series is, how closely matched a lot of these drivers are. And tonight is going to be no different. We've only got 30 cars entered as of right now, it would appear, but within those 30 cars, you've got some of the most talented drivers, in my opinion, on Iracing about to take to this track, and they're all going to be dueling to see, who's going to be the best tonight.
And Jonathan said, Robert is my grandfather. Whoops, well, heck, I was a little bit off. That is my bad. Sorry about that. But I knew you had the last name, so there you go.
Oh, my.
Yeah, I know. Hey, well, I was way off. I said brothers. Oh, but that's what it's about. We have fun up here. Me and Ryan up here. I tell you what, we're up here this week. As always, Joe White up here in the booth. I'm accompanied by Ryan W. Daniels. And Ryan brought up a thing a couple weeks ago. He goes, Joe, why you always got to call me Ryan W. Daniels? I don't know. I just like the way that flows. And it just sounds cool, I guess. It's just Ryan W. Daniels. I like saying that. So, nonetheless, that's my partner and colleague up here every Thursday. We call the shots here at Extreme, and we have fun while we're up here doing it.
Yeah, definitely needed some fun today for me, but, as always, excited to be up here. We got 3 minutes, it looks like, till they're going to grid up, and, having fun talking with the chat right now. Becky, I sent a message to Tyler over Facebook. He should send you the link to the stream.
Alrighty, good deal. Well, I tell you what, I know Clyde out there is probably going to be wanting to watch this one too, as we're going to hear these cars roar around this 1.5 mile track, and we're going to get up to speeds of almost 200 mile an hour, Ryan. That's quick, especially when we come from last week at Bristol at about 120 some. to be able to storm around this track before you get in those turns going almost 200, that's quick.
Well, just to give you an example, Joe, on the second lap for Ryan Gabel going into for his qualifying lap, he was doing 204 miles an hour going into turn 1. So we are going to be up over 200, and that's with just these single car runs. These cars get a little bit of a draft off each other. They're going to be going much faster than that in my estimation.
Oh, absolutely. I tell you, once you get in that draft, and that's another thing with this car. I did a little testing earlier today, and to feel what it is, it's just, to me, the Cup car is more of a finesse style car, and you got to be very patient with it. You can't jerk it around or manhandle it around, and if you do, that thing will step out there and bite you, and that's one thing I noticed about this track. But the speed is definitely there, and it looks like we are getting set into grid and get this thing to green flag racing tonight.
Yes, we are. We got another time elapsed has been 16 and a half minutes, so we still got another 3.5 to go or so.
Oh, okay, good deal. Another 3, so we'll sit up here and yip for a few more. I tell you what, got a bunch of people out there in the chat talking up a cruel breeze, and I tell you, want to appreciate all the viewers out there. Hello, T. How you doing? Haven't seen you in a while out there talking. How are you doing tonight? I tell you, the admins are going to have their hands full. They did last week. Hats off to those guys, working very, very hard. You got Don Kidder, Rick Donathan, Ryan
Keys.
Okay, appreciate it. Ryan Keys. I see Ryan up here. Ryan Daniels up here. He keeps me in check. That's why I like about him. He's up here. He actually keeps me in line.
I just know more than you.
Yes, he is my top analyst man. He's my top analyst man up here for me. So he definitely helps me out, and all the viewers out there, we appreciate every week for y'all coming in week and week out, watching all this exciting action here. Hey, what's going on? Chris Harvey made it here. He said hello to Ryan and all. But to appreciate all the viewers watching this every week in and week out. And we know we've had some technical issues the last couple of weeks, but hopefully everything runs good. This week's been pretty good so far for the other streams. But I couldn't do this also without Ryan up here too. So definitely, as much praise as I get, as how the show looks good, Joe. Ryan's here with me, and definitely I'm not alone. So we have fun, and we love it. We love it. Love it. I can't say anything else besides that. It's a blast.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun to be up here, and I do just want to say this real quick. I want to thank everybody last night that was in the chat that I talked to during Matt's stream and during your stream, Joe, that were supportive of the fact that my dog passed away this morning and that we knew it was going to happen last night. I want to thank everybody who sent me messages today on Facebook telling me that they felt bad. I sincerely appreciate your condolences, and I wouldn't be here tonight if it weren't for your guys' support. So thank you very much for that.
Well, I tell you, as always, like you say, Ryan, that's what it is. It's a supportive style thing here, and I tell you, tonight is none other. I mean, you see the chat out there. Them people are getting pumped up. We're getting pumped up, and it's said Becky said she missed me over to Xfinity. Well, Becky, to keep your ears peeled and keep where you're at. Got a lot of good things coming and whatnot. And so forth, but I had an awesome race last night. I called for Racing for a Cause League last night, and then I watched here, and I think they had an extremely good race here on the Xfinity side here for Extreme Motorsports 99, and I believe who pulled off that win, Ryan. I saw who came in third.
Alan J. Elwood, I believe, pulled it off again last night.
Okay. All right, good deal. Well, we know Alan J. Elwood definitely can pull it off here and definitely can drive the wheels off a car, and I know we're about to get set here. I think we're done with the drivers' meeting, so they're getting set to get the green flag rolling here tonight. I usually say under the lights, but heck, tonight we're under the sunset here as we're about to get set to get this thing rolling.
Yeah, and we are actually about to grid right now.
Well, I tell you what, you are right. Here we go, folks. Tonight is going to be a awesome night here. We're going to look at it under the lights, nonetheless, here. So tonight, let me show you something. It's kind of neat. A little bit of a camera angle I got right there for you. Showing tonight on pole. Let's go through the grid here. Jake Nichols, I call him the Superman for one reason, because he knows how to put a car anywhere and everywhere. Trevor Rapolo there, right there beside of him. Delonte Ballard, a newcomer this season, but he knows how to run a car. Mike Rominger, the veteran, one of them here, one of the defending champs here at Extreme, starting in fourth. David Shutt, last week's winner, become the nightmare, because, boy, he puts a nightmare on the field when he comes to the front. Starting fifth. Nate Hard-Charging Trito there in sixth. Cameron Hearn in seventh. Michael R. Muller in eighth. Justin Gable in ninth. And Mason Wetzel rounding at the top 10. And, Ryan, I tell you what, just going through some of these cars, there's your fan favorite you love, Bobby Chaney in 11th. But just going through some of these guys in here, a star-studded field. I mean, you can't really pick out just one driver. I know Jake, is really dominant a lot, and we've seen a lot of it, but we've seen so many great drivers just step up this season.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of great competition all the way through the field, whether it's guys who are consistently running at the front or guys who are, maybe more mid-pack or at the rear of the field. It's still very close between all of these drivers, and, all of them have the talent to be here. No question about that, and just very cool to see the level of competition this season that these guys have brought to the table each and every week.
Well, absolutely. And I tell you what, as we're getting set here, look at the group of cars right there on the starting grid, about ready to grid off here and get these things fired up and on the way, folks. I tell you what, I'm getting pumped up. We have got here tonight, I'll be able to tell you how many, I think it's 149 laps, if I wasn't mistaken, I read earlier, of extreme excitement about to happen here tonight.
Yeah, I don't like to correct you, Joe, but it's going to be 179 laps.
Okay.
Weird. I don't know why they wouldn't just round it up to 180, but okay. But 179 laps tonight, and I want to thank, I believe it was Robert Shipman in the chat for correcting me. I made a mistake. It was not Alan Elwood that won last night. It was Dwayne Culberson who brought home that win last night, his first Xfinity win. Awesome,
good deal. Well, yeah, I wasn't sure. I knew. I think Scott Smiley was third, if I'm not mistaken. I watched a little bit of that, and I caught the kind of tail end of it a little bit here. But nonetheless, these guys are about to storm around this track here and show what they can do, as we're about to get set here to set these cars loose and see what these monster machines, as I like to call them, can do.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, Joe. I'm going to let you call it to the green, and we're ready to roll.
I tell you what, pace car taking that hard left turn on pit roads and going to send these machines off as Jake Nichols fires out there, and Trevor Rapolo's trying to keep up with him as we're watching there. Look at Mike Rominger and Delonte Ballard as you see these cars stream off into turn number one, Ryan.
Yeah, they fired off into turn one. Jonathan Shipman actually got into the grass in the back. I'm not sure what happened, but they all seemed to get through turns 1 and 2 pretty quickly. And looking at the battle just behind Jake Nichols here, Trevor Rapolo hanging strong on the outside of Delonte Ballard, but I don't know that top line has prevailed just yet.
Yes, you're right. I tell you what, right now, though, Jake Nichols is setting it on fire. He's trying to make his own zip code and move that machine out to front, but he's got Delonte Ballard trying to run him down as normal is right there behind him. They got a heck of a battle between Trevor Rapolo and Nate Hard-Charging Trito, and you got Mike Rominger there, and you got a heck of a duel going on back in the backpack.
Yeah, swarm of cars going on back here for about 8th position all the way back to maybe 20th here. These guys are all under a blanket. It's the battle of, I want to say, Bobby Chaney's leading that group, followed by his teammate Ryan Gabble in the 13 machine.
Yes, it is right now, riding along with Justin Gable right there as he is at the forefront of that whole swarm of cars, running in the number 9th position. I hope you like this new camera angle right there. As you see these cars storm down that back stretch there, and we saw them just go right by it. And we're watching Mason Wetzel right there as he's looking like he's going to close in. But I tell you what, they're 2x2 stacked up behind him.
Yeah, they are side-by-side racing here in the back. That number 58 car, who has been looking strong over the past 3 weeks, I might add. Justin Wilson running really hard in that Margaritaville Chevrolet, certainly showing some strength here early in this race, trying to get into the top 10.
Well, I tell you what, man, is they are fanned out up front, but they are dueling it back here in the back. As you see, Mason Witzel puts that car on the inside. They are stacked up 2 deep right here, nose to tail coming out of the turn. We're on lap number 4, 179, looking very, very, very good. A lot of patience, and we're under caution.
Yeah, I got to take a look and see what happened there. I noticed that the 81 car of Dwayne Culberson actually slid off of turn 2 the lap prior. A heck of a job by him to save that car, but looks like the cars that might have been involved in this one, Damian Crump got a piece of the damage, and so did the 05 of Tommy Amassi.
Alrighty, well, let's get a rewind here and see what let the viewers see what they saw. They said Damian Crump.
Yep, but I might watch from the 05 only because I think the other the 12 car might have blinked for a little while. I didn't see him on my screen, but I did see the 05 had damage.
The 05, okay. Yeah, I'm back on Damian Crump, and it looks like, yeah, he is. Yep, he's blinking. So we're going to go on back just a little bit further. We're riding along with the 05. Tommy Massey is what you're talking about, his name?
Yeah, it's going into turn 3. I see what the caution was. It was turn 3 of the number 05 car.
All right, we're watching right now. Kind of get the view. Oh, yeah, he got up into the wall. And when he did, it kind of just bounced off. And he spun a little bit. And, yep, and then he blinked out just a little bit. But, hey, we caught the tail end of it nonetheless under our first caution here tonight, folks. And I tell you, man, these guys were getting it done up front already. I want to appreciate all the viewers out there tonight. Everybody watching out there, let me know how everything looks stream-wise, how me and Ryan sound. Have any problems? I definitely want to appreciate you all showing up tonight. It's going to be a heck of a race. Yeah, definitely been fun so far up here. As we watch a lot of these cars come into the pit lane, tires going to be very crucial in this race. So anytime caution comes out, I anticipate we're going to see the majority of the field come into the pits tonight, Joe. Oh, absolutely. And I tell you what, we got Pioneer out there, got Jason Allison out there, got Wayne Lamb right out there. And I tell you what, Wayne, he took the win last night for the other league was doing. Congratulations to him. Got Chris out there, Becky's out there. I don't see Christina, though. Where in the world is she at? She normally doesn't miss any of them. But nonetheless, we got ExtremeMotorsports99.com out there cheering on all the fans. And I tell you, this is a heck of a night so far. And it looks like Mason Witzel didn't pit.
Yeah, I believe the top 2 cars stayed out. I got to take a look. Yes, James Thorndike, Mason Wetzel, and the 81 of Dwayne Culberson stayed out, but I'm not sure if Dwayne is a lap down. I do know he got into that inside wall, though, when they came off of turn 2 just before that caution, so Dwayne may still pit, as it looks like the 3 of these leaders may come in. No, Wetzel stays out, but the other 2 are going to take their chances, come in and get some tires instead of taking their chances up front.
Well, I tell you what, you're right. Right now, well, I'm still showing Mason Witzel right there. Delonte Ballard, Jake Nichols sitting in third. It is awesome. And says, yeah, we're missing old Christine out here. She's normally out here with us. Yeah, feeling a little upset that some of the chat's missing tonight, but nonetheless, good to see all the communication out there already. 27 people already watching in here tonight, breaking some records tonight for you guys being in here so early. Thank you all in the chat for tuning in so early tonight to watch what what should be just a fantastic event this evening. Well, so far it has been. I tell you what, Ryan, it always is here. It's hot and heavy on Thursday night here for ExtremeMotorsports99.com. These guys put on a tremendous show every week in and week out, and we love it. Yeah, never a dull moment up here in the booth when we're up here calling the ExtremeMotorsports99.com races, that's for sure. Well, absolutely not. And I tell you what, as we're going to watch these cars storm around this track here tonight, we're going to get some awesome, good-looking camera shots for all you people out there. Yeah, it is it says late to the party. Yeah. Well, better late than never. That's the way we look at it. So, like I said, we're going to see these machines just fire off here pretty soon. As lights off on the pace car, Ryan. And I tell you, man, I was getting pumped up there because those guys were definitely dueling it out already. Yeah, it's definitely going to be exciting here in this restart. Now, I will say this. The 28
in my opinion, did not make a very good decision by not coming in there. I can understand staying out to lead a lap, but Mason Wetzel is going to be a sitting duck on this restart with all of these cars behind him now having 4 fresh tires. That 28 machine is better have some nitro under the hood, because he's going to be in a world of trouble the second they take the green.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, he's going to have about 9 lap old tires on that thing, so we're definitely going to have to keep a look at it and see what he does. I don't know how evasive tires are here. Nonetheless, we're about to get a shot here and see what he looks like. Here's another shot of the cars as they come around. As the pace car is going to take, like I say, that hard left turn off on pit road and send these monster machines flying again. We're on lap number 10 of 179, Ryan. The green flag flies. Mason gets a good jump, doesn't spin the tires like we thought he might would, and he gets a good jump out front as they are stacked up behind him.
Yeah, he definitely got a good restart there. Very smart by the 28 to try to get as far out as he could. I don't know that he's going to be able to hold off these guys, though, for very long, because one thing about these Cup cars, from my experience running here last season, the tires do not last long. And in a Cup car here, you can maybe do 1 full lap, full throttle. That 28 machine is not going to be able to do that for more than maybe half a lap. So Jake got to run him down here any moment, because those tires are just not going to do Mason any favors as this run goes on.
Well, absolutely not. Right now, Jake Nichols is on the prowl, but he has got his hands full with Delonte Ballard right there. As we see these cars storm off down on the back stretch here, flying past the camera there. An awesome, awesome shot. And I tell you what, we got a heck of a duel for second place.
Yes, we do, and they're coming up right behind Mason Wetzel with a lot of speed, and it looks like Mason's just going to let him go to the inside, knowing that they're much faster. Smart and respectful move by that 28 machine so early in this race.
Yes, it is, and right now you see Jake Nichols going back to the point there up top, but he's got his hands full with Delonte Ballard. Mason Wetzel right there holding with him, but don't count out that man sitting in 4th place, Mike Rominger. And you got the hard charger Nate Trita. They are stacked up, Ryan, nose to tail.
Yeah, you could throw a blanket over every single car in the field at this point. It's looking more like a race at Daytona than it is at Atlanta. These guys are all on top of each other. Very exciting right now. But, definitely not uncommon as this season to see these two, Jake Nichols and Delonte Ballard, battling for the lead, as Delonte is looking like he's going to look to the inside as they go into turn 3.
I hear that. Well, what's going on, Christina? My wife does taxes. She definitely, man, knows how to... What questions do you want to... Yeah, ask. Hey, give some questions out there. Viewers, definitely. Ryan, he's all about some questions as we're seeing awesome action. Now, we're watching Bobby Chaney. That's your fan favorite. You love cheering on that man right there in the number 99 machine. He currently started 11th, and right now he's worked his way up to 9th, Ryan.
Yeah, Bobby Chaney running hard in that SRA Chevrolet here this week. He, trying to rebound after last week. Bobby didn't have the typical consistent race that we usually see from him. He was involved in a couple accidents back at Bristol. Definitely looking to turn that around, and so far tonight here at Atlanta, he's doing so in that 99 car. Looking pretty strong here early in the race.
Yes, he is. We're back up front while you was talking about that, because, man, if you see right here what I am seeing, these guys are stacked up 2 by 2. We got a heck of a duel going up front. Delonte Ballard all over the back tail bumper there of Jake Nichols, but back behind him, those guys were 2 by 2, almost 2 deep. Right there is heck of Mason Wetzel and Trevor Rapolo are side by side.
Yeah, they're still running side by side as Wetzel's now to the inside of the number 97 of Nate Trito, and still to the inside of the 9 car Trevor Rapolo, looking to just try to hang on for everything it's worth. As we mentioned, those tires not doing anything for Mason here. Looks like he's just trying to take it easy and just fall into line and figure out where that car can run while he's trying to let the tires balance out with everybody else. But definitely going to be tough for that 28 car to continue to hold position with all these newer tires around him.
Well, absolutely. We're watching right now Nate Trito, and I'm going to tell you what, we're watching that speed. He hit 206 mile an hour before he hit that turn, Ryan. That is a blazing as he is on the inside, door to door with Trevor Rapolo, the number 9 machine.
Yeah, looking to the inside of Trevor Rapolo in that number 9 car, and Nate trying to get some spots early here. Definitely wanting to get up there. He, a couple weeks in a row, Nate's felt like wins were either taken or slipped away from him at the last moment. And definitely shown to be, as you call him, the hard charger this season. But, definitely it's one thing to be a hard charger. It's another to be able to make the chase and be a winner. And we know that Nate wants to shed all these close finishes and end up pulling it off one of these weeks here and just work his way into the chase without having to do it in based on points.
Well, absolutely. As we're riding here with Nate right now, he made that pass, so he's in the top 5. He's looking to get Moores, but they are battling right behind him, showing off some of these awesome paint jobs. Back here with Mason Wetzel there, Ryan, as he's got his hands full, as he's got, out back on him, Justin M. Wilson, but that man, David Shutt right there, as we see Justin looking on the inside.
Yes, he is looking inside of that 28, and they're going to get together as they come off the turn. What a save by those two. And Mr. Popularity is going to pick up a couple spots there as they went 3 wide behind him. Tyler Siffords now worked his way up into the top 10.
Yes, he did. We just saw that live right there. They touched, folks, and he made a heck of a save. The number 28 did to hold on to that machine because that could have been disastrous right there behind them. But nonetheless, like we said, Mr. Popularity making his move towards the front there. He's already moved it up in the 9th spot, so he is definitely trying to pick up some positions.
Yes, he is. I mean, we've got Tyler Sifford now. He started 20th, and you just mentioned it, up to 9th. Now going to the inside of Mason Wetzel, going to take that 8th spot. Tyler definitely appears to have a very good car here as these runs go on. Just methodically working his way to the front very early in this race. Tyler might have one of the better cars here tonight if he can ever get up into the top 5.
Well, I'll tell you what, definitely having a heck of a lot better than what he did last week, but he has got his hands full with David Nightmare Shutt right now as they are door-to-door wheeling it down the backstretch here as we see those two dueling it out. But nonetheless, Tyler Siffords been able to pull from the 20th spot all the way up to the 8th place here, but he is in a heck of a battle right there with the 41 machine.
Yeah, and it's very interesting. We see the 7 and the 41 racing side by side, and they're still catching Justin M. Wilson and that 58 Margaritaville machine just in front of them. So definitely showing the speed that the 41 and the 7 both have. Going to try to get around Justin here as Tyler's going to lose the spot, but hopefully is just going to be able to follow the 41. If 58 hits the wall, I don't know if he saved it or not. I got to try to get a
Nope, he did not. He slammed the inside wall very, 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 very hard. No caution, but we're going to go back and watch it here live for you folks just to show you because he hit that wall. He came off of it. He bounced just a little bit. We saw it live there a little bit, Ryan, but now we're going back on the replay. It didn't cause a caution because he did a very, very professional thing. As soon as he hit that inside wall hard, it looks like he bounced off the wall, slid, hit the inside wall, and as soon as he did, he hit the tow button and got it off the track. And once he did that, that's why the caution didn't fly, folks. So very, very professional right there of him. As we go back up front, as Jake Nichols, as usually, is just checking out on Delonte Ballard.
Yeah, he's checking on Delonte Ballard, but I'll tell you what, that 4 car, that E3 spark plugs machine of Mike Rominger, we haven't really talked about over the past couple weeks. Definitely showing some strength in that 4 machine tonight. We don't always forget, but we tend to talk about how he's a past champion. He's the only one, or he was the first one to snap Jake Nichols' winning streak last year when he won at Kansas, and he's definitely got to be looking to show, hey, I'm not just some one-trick pony. I ain't just out here to points race and steal this thing in the chase. I'm looking to get up here and show all the fans that I can still win too. 2-time champion here in just the Cup Series for Mike Rominger, let alone the championships he's won in the Xfinity and the Truck Series here at ExtremeMotorsports99.com.
Oh, absolutely. And I tell you what, a very, very nice, good-looking paint job there on that number 4 machine. We talk about the E3 spark plug there as we're getting a good shot here tonight. We're showing it, but we see what's creeping up there behind him, that hard Charger Nitrito there nonetheless. But, hey, Mike knows how to drive, but he's going to have some company here very, very, very soon as we call the Pepsi Max machine is starting to bring it to the front, Ryan.
Yes, he has. He's definitely working very hard to try to get up near the front. We're looking through the field right now. I am, at least, just trying to see what's going on. I'm happening to notice a lot of those Alliance Racing Group cars are trying to get up here to the front. We've got Mike Rominger running in 3rd, his teammate Cameron Hearn running in 6th, and the next closest one to them is the 3 car of Richie Evans is in 17.
All right, let's see where Richie Evans is. Let's get
Jonathan Shipman?
Jonathan Shipman right now is currently 14th spot. Now, he's back in his Chevy this week, folks. I talked to him before the race, and I said, man, you're not going to put that thing back in a Ford. I mean, we really loved you being in there. But got a joke with him, give him a hard time. But, yeah, he's running in 14th right now.
All right, my apologies. I didn't see him. So he is actually the 3rd car for Alliance Racing for the Alliance Racing Group, and Richie is the final driver for the team. My apologies there, but Mike's team definitely trying to work hard to get to the front and showing some strength with that 4 car. He's actually now gotten to the back of Nate Trito. He's actually gotten passed by Nate Trito for that third position.
Well, absolutely. And I tell you what, Ryan, while he's doing that, I'm trying to show off some of these paint jobs here. As Ryan went here showing off the paint job of Richie Evans, excuse me. And just kind of go here. It looks like he's actually in a battle right there with looks like Jason Van Cleek.
Yes, sir.
All right, good deal. I'll tell you, these guys are putting on a clinic tonight. After that first caution, we're on lap 29 of 179 here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, folks. And it has been a heck of a thrilling race so far. These guys are doing, but that man out front right there, as always, week in and week out, we talk about him. He's had the last couple of weeks. He's had a couple, I'm gonna say, troubling races or a few issues here and there, and yellow flag's out.
Yes, it is. Oh, and it's a big crash. The 67 was involved.
Okay, well, let me get to that 67 right there first, and we'll see.
And a secondary crash. I apologize there.
That's all right. Well, I'm trying to find the 67 right fast. Oh, and Jake Nichols involved. Oh, wow, the leader. So we're definitely going to rewind this one back here and definitely get the showing of this one, because the leader, I just got the tail end of that one. And you're right, that's a huge crash right there. Bobby Chaney was involved. Bobby Chaney looks like he was involved there first on it. But didn't see the 67 involved, but I know the 99 was.
97 is the first one I'm seeing spinning. I'm trying to get a track of it. The problem is my Iracing results are moving so quickly I can't find the car number.
Oh, that's all right. I know the 99 was involved here in it, so we're going to watch back here. Yeah, it was a huge one right there. Looks like somebody got slowed up. Wow, in front of, the 99. Tyler Sifford made it through, but 99 hit the wall hard. Richie Evans had hit. Wow, a slew of other cars, but here's the most notable thing that I want to see is the leader was involved in this. Let's watch Jake Nichols, because I saw the end part there. Yes, folks, he got nailed in the front end. I want to see what happened. The wreck happened behind him, so I don't know exactly what would have transpired in front of him, but nonetheless, the good thing is they do have fast fixes here. What? Hang on. What?
Oh my gosh.
What's up?
Okay, the 28 exited the pits and shoots right across the track, right in front of Jake Nichols going into turn 1.
Yeah, we just saw that. Wow, I tell you what. Well, we don't want to speculate anything. Like I say, we stay unbiased up here, but wow, yeah, that and he's gonna have to tow that thing. So now, good news is there's always a good news and a bad news. Bad news, obviously, is involved in the wreck. The good news is he has a fast fix. He will get that car back out here. So I did see, like I say, I thought I saw the leader before I went on the replay get involved in that one. But a huge, huge crash here nonetheless. And Ryan, at these speeds, a lot of it sometimes just racing. And none of these drivers out here, I want to repeat this, none of these drivers out here do anything purposely or underhanded or anything like that. They're all professionals here at Extreme Motorsports. And, so by all means, whatever you see or any accidents, to us, it looks more like some of this stuff is just a racing incident. Don't know the deal with the one part there with Nichols and the 28, but nonetheless, it's a good thing they have a fast fix and they're able to keep it going.
Yeah, definitely. Good thing there for Jake. Going to be able to. He had to tow that machine, but he's going to be able to get it fixed, and get back out there now. I don't know what you necessarily saw with all the accident there, but it all started just as an update for the fans. It started when the 4-car actually got into the back of Nate Trito. Nate saved it, but everyone else behind them checking up all caused that crash.
Well, absolutely. I tell you what, we watched a lot of it here right now. I think Delonte Ballard's going to be the man out front so far. You got Nate Trito right there behind him. And I tell you what, Nate Trito for the last 2 weeks has been up front on the last lap of both races and just had it ripped away from him. Just so close he's been to pulling off the victory. He's been a very dominant car, and nothing has changed tonight. He has definitely been dominant tonight. nonetheless. But I tell you what, while we're under caution, folks, we're going to take a quick commercial break. And we're going to be right back. We're at lap 33 of 179. And, well, his lights off on the pace car. Maybe we'll stay right here. My bad. I thought we had one more lap. We'll catch it on the next one as we're getting set to go back green flag, and I definitely don't want to miss that.
Yes, the lights are off on the pace car.
Yes.
We are coming out of turn 2.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I saw the lights go off. I was about to go, but I said, you know what? We'll just hang right here for a few. We'll catch it on the next one. I tell you what, this has been a thriller of a race so far. Hope all the viewers out there definitely have loved this one.
Yeah, that would have been exciting here at the beginning. It was a shame to see so many good cars get caught up in that early crash. But, you know, the only guys that really negatively affected were Aiden Young in the 09, who is now a lap down due to getting damage repaired. Jake Nichols did have to use his fast repair, obviously, after that contact with the 28. He is now a lap down, so that will be the battle of the 09 and the 73. Aaron Crosskoff a couple laps down. Cameron Hearn, Mason Wetzel also laps down.
Yeah, I tell you what, as the pace cars getting set, man, to drop off into pit road, we're about to set these cars a flying. Delonte Ballard's going to control the field here with a hard charge. He gets a jump out in that 54 machine, and I tell you, Trevor Polo gets a heck of a jump. He pulls up right beside of Nate Trito as they're going to go too wide, and they are stacked up deep behind him.
Yes, they are all stacked up again. We just got the confirmation that the 28 car of Mason Wetzel for his incident is going to be black flagged for a 30-second stop-and-go penalty.
Oh, wow. I tell you what. Well, hey, thanks for the update there. It's like you say, you're in I don't want to say cahoots, but you have inside line to the race control there, so to speak, as we see these cars storming here for lap number 36 here tonight, folks. It has been a heck of a thriller right here as we see Mr. Popularity on the inside there trying to make it and bring it up into the top 4.
Yes, he is. Tyler Sifford getting racy early on here. Started 20th, now up to 4th, and looking for 3rd as they go through turn 3 and 4. You know, that machine clearly, as you like to call it, the Nerds machine, definitely running hard here as he's continuing to try to make up spots and maybe looking to get those milk and cookies served out to everybody this evening.
I tell you what, we're still looking for that, and we hope he pulls off the win eventually. He's definitely got a car. Seems like he can do it tonight. He started 20th, currently running 4th, trying to run down the man of Trevor Rapolo. He passed Ryan Nolan right there, but he's looking to run down Trevor Rapolo. Most notably also there, as we're going to have to look behind him, Jonathan Kryptonite Shipman has moved up into the 6th spot.
Yes, he has, and it's getting racy up there near the front. These guys are getting really close to each other. Ryan Nolan trying really hard to hold those positions up there. Looks like maybe a little bit of contact between him and, I believe, the 23 car. But these guys running really hard all the way through the field here as I'm actually riding on the back end of the number 81 car of Dwayne Culberson, just keeping an eye on that action up front.
Well, I tell you what, Dwayne Culberson back there, but here we go. I'm going to look back here with you and what you're looking at, because these guys are fanned out pretty good up here, even though they are nose to tail. We got a heck of a duel going on back here. What you're talking about with Bryant Ward, Christopher Parkman, Dwayne Culberson, those guys are swapping position back and forth.
Yes, they are, and I will note the position for the Lucky Dog just went over to Jake Nichols, who worked his way around Aiden Young. So Aiden's either going to have to catch that 73 car, even with the nose damage he has on that 09 machine, or he's going to need Jake to have some kind of an issue so he can get back by and then hope for a yellow so that he can get his lap back.
Well, absolutely, as we're watching right here with Christopher Parkman. And nonetheless, right now, Christopher Parkman does have Jake Nichols right there behind him, trying to pull it back up front so that he can get in position, though. And he looks like he is wheeling that car. That's a very, very good number 8 looking machine there of Christopher Parkman. But you got Brian Ward right there. We know him. We call him No Fear Brian Ward because he definitely knows no fear of putting that car anywhere he wants.
Definitely not afraid to put that car where he wants to. Bryant Ward, a very strong competitor, very aggressive competitor, and always fun to watch him, especially on restarts and late in the race when everybody turns up the wick, because he's just clearly got, just a side to him where he just basically just gets tunnel vision. He sees nothing but that leader with like a little target on the back of him.
Absolutely. And right now he's marred in a little bit of traffic right there. Jake Nichols making a pass on him, but nonetheless he is trying to hang on to the spot that he's got, as these guys are 2 by 2 nose to tail. And we see Justin Gable up there, I believe that's it, and the 13 machine. He is a little bit slow, trying to get out of these guys' way, being very, very respectful to the front runners here. As you see, man, Jake Nichols trying to storm back to the front very fast, but nonetheless we've got a lot of action going on back here, Ryan.
He certainly is, and it is important to remember, Jake is a lap down. All these spots don't matter. You know, right now, what he's basically trying to do, Jake Nichols, is trying to get his lap back the hard way. Forget a caution. Get up there and pass everybody. Get your lap back beyond the tail end of it. And that, at this point, is what the 09 is hoping for, because with all that damage, he's not making up very much ground. He's now pulling for Jake to get that lap back before some more cars go a lap down. Otherwise, the 9 is going to have to wait his turn and could risk losing even more time out on the track waiting for a caution.
Well, absolutely. I tell you what, we're on a record pace here so far. I mean, we've only had 2 cautions so far tonight, Ryan. Very, very, for a fast track like this, and we've already said they're hitting speeds of 206 mile an hour. As we're riding along with John Houston here, who is currently in the 9th spot, moved himself from 16th to 9th. He is definitely trying to fire himself to the front also, very, very patiently. But tonight, we are set to look like we're having a record pace here for the race tonight, as they're already on lap 45 of 179. Now, I don't want to jinx it as always, because as soon as I say something, here we go. We have a slew of cautions, but nonetheless, these guys being very patient out here. They are nose to tail fanned out. They know what they're doing. Very fast speeds.
Yeah, you know, we mentioned it, doing almost 206 miles an hour going into these corners now in the draft with all these cars running the way they are. You know, the draft definitely playing into effect here for these cup machines. But definitely got to give a call to a lot of these drivers out here tonight. And we mentioned, you mentioned there, John Houston started 16th up to 9th. A little bit of damage to that Law Dog AC Delco machine. But John definitely trying to work his way up to the front. We know he can be strong here in any car. We've raced him here at Atlanta before, Joe, and we know what that 88 machine can do.
Oh, absolutely. He is definitely a competitor right there in the AC Delco machine. He's been able to bring it to the front, as right now he's trying to follow in the footsteps of Superman himself and say, hey, look, if he's taking it to the front, I want to click onto the back bumper of him and say, I'm coming with you, my friend, as we're definitely going to try here as we're going to lap 47 of 179, Ryan. And it's been a heck of a race, very fast race, and like we said, they're hitting some mega speeds on this track.
Yeah, there are a lot of fast machines out here tonight. Pretty impressive to see all these cars that are still running good. Now, the 88 you mentioned is clinging to the back of Jake Nichols. His best bet really is to have Jake kind of lead the charge. Let Jake keep moving up these spots, and the 88 can just follow him on the way through, because like we said, the 73 is not racing for position up here in the front. John Houston is. So if he just follows Jake as he's getting by these guys, John could follow Jake Nichols all the way to the lead if he had to. Well,
yes, he just actually is picking up another spot right now as he's moving up underneath Jason Van Cleek right there for the, well, he's actually dueling out with him right there as they're side by side, you know, just door to door. And, you know, it's another thing we're seeing here is even though they're running side by side, very, very good patience being brought to these drivers. And we're seeing it actually looks like Jason might try the crossover move.
Yes, he is. We got Jason Van Cleek looking to the inside of the 88 of John Houston. But as these runs go on and these tires get older, the inside does work. If you've saved your tires, the outside with the momentum is the way to go in these cup cars as we get further and further into these fuel runs. John Houston might have a little bit of trouble holding it up top because he's got a little bit of nose damage, but Jason putting on a strong fight on the inside of that 88 machine as Justin Gable gets to the wall behind him, and there's a crash as they come off of turn 2.
Yes, there is a crash there, and we were watching them two duel it out side by side. No caution, though. Yep, caution now.
Yeah, caution came out because we had one car spinning across the track. Gonna try to get a look back and see where that all started with. I know it was 3 cars looking like they came together as they came off of turn turn 2 though, for sure.
Well, I know Bryant Ward was involved in it, and that's who I'm looking at right now to see if maybe it looks like Justin Gable bounced the wall, and then Bryant Ward checked up. He got in the 67, and then it's just a chain reaction from there, and oh no! I tell you what, just one of those chain reaction type of deals. Oh, and then Cameron, nowhere to go, bumped right there. So, it just looked like it looked like Justin Gable just came up, tapped the wall. The guys behind him went to check up, and again, Ryan, you come off these turns, you're loose anyways. You're running so much speed that it's very, very hard to slow down on a dime here with these cars. I mean, it's just almost impossible.
Yeah, it is almost impossible. The caution really came out. It wasn't even all the spinning that was going on the track, because at first a lot of these guys were able to get it down below the apron. It was when the 18 was trying to work his way past Bryant Ward on the apron, and he just got clipped by the 44, David Elliott. When he spun back across the track in front of the field, that's when the caution came out. Just wrong place, wrong time for David in that 18 Fanatec machine.
Yeah, it is unfortunate for him and unfortunate for a lot of the drivers, but you know what? That is just a product of some hard, clean, fast-paced style racing. Now, I'll tell you what, since we're on a caution here, I'll tell you what, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back, folks. Hey, don't go anywhere. Get you a freshman's drink. Take the restroom break, anything right there. Man, it has been a thriller so far.
Welcome home, buddy.
You and me, we were made for love. A lifetime is not long enough to show you what you mean to me. Ooh, I'll be waiting here for you when you come home to me.
I'll see you later, buddy. I'm sorry. I decided I shouldn't drive home last night. I stayed at Dave's.
When you come home
I'm back. I'm back.
to me.
Yeah, I'm back.
Want the best sport and iRacing graphics? Sport Graphic creates custom graphics, videos, logos, iRacing paint schemes, suits, and helmets. We also create social media graphics, Twitter headers, Facebook covers, and more. Visit our website for more information and to view examples and the latest designs at sportgraphicdesign.com. We strive to be the best of the best. The best graphics are made here at Sport Graphic.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here live tonight here, Atlanta Motor Speedway, and it has been a heck of a thriller here. ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Hope everyone out there has enjoyed everything. His lights off on the pace car, about to send these machines a roaring. Delonte Ballard, the man out front, got hard charges. Nate Trito and Kryptonite John Shipman right there in third. Ryan, I don't know what to say. I tell you what, we got a little bit of excitement. We've had a lot of hard charging, and it ain't over with yet.
Yeah, it's certainly not over yet. That last caution, just very unfortunate for all involved. Just a case of Bryant was trying to check up, or the 67 was trying to check up, and everybody just kind of got into each other there as they saw the 13 of Justin Gable get into the wall. A lot of good cars torn up in that, but able to use their faster pairs, get back out here. And I don't recall that anybody other than Cameron Hearn disconnected from the server, and everybody else should be able to continue on with this race. So far, the only cars that are out of the event are Justin Wilson, Richie Evans, and Cameron Hearn. Everybody else is still on track.
Well, I tell you what, lights out pace car is about to take that hard left turn on pit road and send these machines a-flying around here again at some megasonic speeds that I like to call. Delonte Ballard storms off there, green flag flying, and I tell you what, Nate Trito gets a good jump also, along with Johnson Shipman, and we got the fan favorite out there, Mr. Popularity himself in the number 7 machine right there in number 4.
Yes, he is, and we look way back in the field already. Jake Nichols trying it again. Now, I had said earlier in the stream that I thought Jake was only 1 lap down. As it turns out, Jake is 2 laps down. So the recipient of the lucky dog under that last caution was Aiden Young in the 09 car, it now makes a lot more sense to me why this Jake was trying to try so hard, because he had to fight for all those spots. He's trying to get one lap back the hard way by getting up to the front, where his teammates are running running second, fourth, and he's got Dwayne Culberson, his other teammate, running all the way back in, if I could read.
Dwayne Culberson.
Is in 13th spot, just in front of Jake now, as a matter of fact.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, they are fanning out up front here, but nonetheless, they are dueling it out back here for the 7th, 8th, 9th, and all about the 10th place. We see John Houston right there along with Ryan Nolan as he's all over his back door deck lid trying to say, hey, we got shipments around.
Yes, he is right in front of the field, and he looks like he might get clipped. I don't know if he did or not.
Oh, I'll tell you what, the 44, is that the 44 machine?
The 66 was involved.
Okay, let's rewind it back here, and we're going to see what happened. Take a look here up front here. We know Jonathan Shipman, he was running currently in 3rd spot, and it looks like Nate Trito's trying it all over the back deck lid there. Delonte Ballard, they were 2x2 stacked up, and they just got together a little bit, and he spun right back up into the field. What's a good job by a lot of those drivers to avoid him, because that could have been majorly disastrous.
Definitely could have. The 23 just got into the side of the number 97 as they came off the corners, overcorrected, and when he cranked it back to the right, and that car just snapped right around. The 66 of Thomas Vanassi just checking up on the brakes, lost control of his 66 Toyota and had the outside wall. He nosed into the inside wall. He was the only other car that appears to have gotten some damage, and everybody else appears to have gotten through. And for anybody out there, Jake Nichols fan, Jake will get one of his laps back here under caution.
And just to let you know, Jake was involved in an accident earlier on there, Becky. I know you was asking what happened to him tonight. He was involved in a wreck early on in the race, had to use his fast fix, got 2 laps, almost 3 laps down, so he is fighting to get back on the lead lap. And I tell you, he's going to need he's probably going to be hoping for at least another 1 or 2 cautions here to get back on the lead lap so he can fight his way back to the front and not be one of the cautions. So he's got plenty of time. Lap 59 to 179, so Ryan, he definitely can get it done.
Yes, he can. I mean, he's going to be now 1 lap back, 1 lap down. I would expect that Aaron Kroskopf, Mason Wetzel, guys like that are going to try to stay out and maybe get a wave around so they can get back on the lead lap. However, I am noticing that David Elliott stayed out, and unless David pits right now, those guys are not going to get that wave around. So, if that happens and it would continue on that these lap cars would have to pit, then Jake will be the one and only car 1 lap down. All he has to do is avoid a caution, hope that there is one, get through it, and that nobody else has been lapped before he gets there, and he would be the recipient of the lucky dog and be back on the lead lap at that point.
Well, absolutely. And I tell you what, it looks like a couple of these cars will take the wave around. Now, Christopher Hurlow, man, out there front, the 87 machine, looks like he's going to stay out. Checking him as the leader right there behind Nate Trito. Now, I don't think he pitted, and we saw how that worked out for the 28 earlier on, so we'll see how it works out for him.
Yes, we did, and Christopher Hurlow did actually pit. He only took right side tires in that 87. And let's remember, the 87 of Christopher Hurlow won this race when we had one of our fun runs back a couple of months ago, earning him the nickname Cannonball Chris Hurlow. So Chris definitely going to be trying hard on this restart here to try to repeat the magic and see if the 2-tire strategy is going to work again, as he's going to be trying to hold off Nate Trito and Delonte Ballard.
Absolutely. I tell you what, you're 100% right. He is definitely going to try to recreate that magic. Now, he's got a long way to go. Lap 60 of 179 here. We've been clicking off laps very, very fast because he has some pretty darn good green flag runs here around this 1.5-mile track. So we're going to see what he can do, though, against that man in the number 97. He is definitely hungry for a victory. He's been close the last 2 weeks and has just kind of in the last laps had it stole away from him. So he's definitely going to want to try to put that car up front.
For sure, the 97, wants to get a win. We mentioned it earlier. Nate Trito, nothing but hard luck this season a little bit, as it would seem, for that 97 car. Runs up front a lot of these races, can lead a bunch of laps, but when it comes down to it, he's either coming in second, third, or just getting unlucky with cautions and such forth, putting him in bad spots. And, Nate definitely wants to break that chain. It's to the point where Nate knows he has to get a win. He's mentioned to us that he's points racing tonight, but when you cut right down to it, the 97, it's tough when you're that close and you're not getting wins, but you're watching your teammates do, get the win that you feel like you should have. Nate is definitely going to be looking to win this race tonight, lock himself in the chase, and then the rest of the season, he doesn't have to worry about it. But as long as he hasn't won a race, he has to be concerned every single time, even if he's finishing up front, that somebody else is going to beat him getting into the chase.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to ride around here with Delonte Ballard from the inside of his machine here, the number 3 machine. Actually, in third place right here. So we watch the pace car dive off into pit road, and he's right behind the 87 now. See what kind of start he gets. As it looks like Cameron Hearn gets a good start there. Those is Nate Trito and Delonte Ballard in himself as we hear these cars just storm up through the gears here as they head off into turn number 1, Ryan.
Yeah, they are. They fired off into turn 1, and we look back. We see Tyler Siffer now looking at the inside of Trevor Apollo. Got a good restart, did Tyler, in that number 7 car, but Christopher Hurlow got a decent start, able to kind of jump it a little bit, catch these guys off guard, and hold that lead as they're coming out of turn 4. Nate Trito is all over the back end of the 87 machine of Christopher Hurlow as he's looking to the outside now at the start-finish line.
Yeah, he is. He's peeking on that outside, peeking on the inside, trying to figure out which lane he needs to take. Hurlow is no slouch. He definitely knows what line needs to be done around here, and he's saying, hey, look, Nate, if you want to get around me, you're going to have to take some wild line to get it done. And Nate is trying to look and say, where can I put this machine to get around him at? Right now, settling down just a little bit behind him, saying, hey, look, it's a long way to go. Don't want to push the issue yet, but definitely I know I can get up there to his back bumper.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with Nate Trito. He's so very aggressive. He is a hard charger. But in certain circumstances like this, we've seen him have a tough time trying to, kind of pull the leash back a little bit and restrain himself to be able to just save the car for when it matters, and tends to burn up his stuff a little bit sometimes, every now and again, a bit early. Definitely looks like right now, though, he's not doing that at all and just kind of letting the 87 burn off those 2 new right side tires, at which point the 97's 4 fresh tires will take over and be much more of an advantage for Nate than the 2 tires will be for Christopher Hurlow.
Well, absolutely. I tell you what, riding here with Bryant Ward while we was going over that, he's in 11th spot. He's got Jake Nichols coming up through that field. He's storming, trying to get his lap back, and he's got Jonathan Shipman coming on him. Is that Bryant Ward stacked up 2 by 2 right there in the 11th spot, trying to take over trying to run down the number 8 machine to take over the 10th spot.
Yeah, they are. A good battle back there for 10th position, and we see Jake Nichols looking to the inside again of some cars, just trying to work his way up through the field right behind Christopher Parkman here in the 8 car. Jake's looking to the inside of Bryant Ward, trying to crack his way back into the top 10, still trying to earn his lap back the hard way as that number 73 car. He doesn't care that he's only 1 lap down. He wants to get all of his laps back and be back up there racing for the lead.
Yes, he does, and I tell you what, he'll probably get it done. Like I say, we can speculate on it, but right now they are dueling it out back here. Is Bryant Ward and that number 44 machine. We call him No Fear Bryant Ward because he definitely has no fear where to put that machine at, and he's looking to run down the number 8 machine of Christopher Parkman to try to get in that top 10.
Yeah, he is, and we see Jake Nichols looking at the inside now of the 13 car of Justin Gable. That, again, of course, is not a Battle 4 position, but Justin having a good run tonight as well, and that number 13 Taylor Swift Ford Fusion running up there in the 9th position, looking to back up that top 3 that he got last week with the rest of his team of SRA Motorsports at Bristol.
Yes, it is. And there's a heck of a battle going on back here. Got a battle going on further back there behind them, but a heck of a duel here. You see Jonathan Shipman there taking it almost 3 wide. As you see, the 44 and the 8 are battling for position, but Jonathan Shipman's trying to get back up there. He's trying to follow. He's actually battling for position, also, too. So we got a battle for 11th, 10th, 11th, and 12th.
Yeah, it is. Good battle up here, trying for everyone to get in the top 10. Is now the 8 cars going to the outside of Justin Gable for that battle. 4 cars under a blanket behind Jake Nichols here. You know, these four all battling for spots here, all trying to either stay in the top 10 or get into the top 10, as Mason Wetzel's looking right behind them as well, trying to get some of his laps back like Jake Nichols.
Yes, they are. They're stacked up 2 by 2 and nose to tail. They're 2 deep right there. They're guys in a 4-car formation right there with Christopher Parkman, Justin Gable. You got Jonathan Shipman right there. Looks like they fanned out just a little bit, but those guys are wheeling these machines around here at some very, very high speeds.
Yeah, there are a lot of high speeds being shown out here tonight. A lot of good racing going on as well up front, as Christopher Hurlow continuing to hold on to the lead here as they are running through turns 1 and 2. He's got the 54 of Delonte Ballard all over his back bumper now, as Nate Trito has fallen back into the clutches of his teammate Tyler Sifford in the battle for 3rd place.
Yes, he does. I tell you what, Delonte Ballard last week, man, to come in home. He came home in 2nd spot right there, right behind his teammate last week. So he definitely knows how to wheel a car around. We've seen him do it time and time again. But tonight, he's looking to say, hey, look, lap 72, 179. Can I get it done here at this high speed track of Atlanta Motor Speedway? And he is definitely showing that, hey, I've got a car that's fast. We've seen it. That Toyotas this season, by the way, Ryan, have been a heck of a dominant manufacturer so far.
Yeah, well, you know, Ford is definitely dominating in wins, but Toyota dominating in a lot of other areas. You know, in terms of speed, we're seeing the Toyotas be very fast week in and week out, and a lot of the times when we're seeing the Toyotas up front, it's with the 54 of Delonte Ballard or his teammate, the 41 of David Shutt, giving Toyota a good show this year, that TRD power under the hoods, as we talking the 54, Delonte Ballard finally looking to the inside of the 87 of Chris Hurlow, and looks like he might get that spot as they're coming through turns 3 and 4. Nate Trito's going to jump on the attack as well, as these two battle for the lead, falling back to the 97, as Nate's going to also look to the inside behind Delonte Ballard.
Well, I tell you what, Delonte Ballard's going to have to hold that thing right there. Chris Hurlow's going to have to try to see if he can get a run coming out there. But Delonte Ballard looks like he's going to pull it on the inside, and that's going to leave Chris right there. He's going to have his hands full with Nate Trito, as that's pulling him up here as we're watching a heck of a battle for the lead, folks.
Yes, it is. Heck of a battle now, looking like it's going to be a battle for 2nd, as Nate Trito's going to finally get to the inside of Chris Hurlow. And just behind him, Tyler Sifford's hoping they stay side by side so he can catch up and take 3rd away from Chris.
Yes, he is. Right now, he is door to door, and he looks like he made the pass, and he is on set sail, the head in the charge to try to take the lead here for the first time tonight. Started 6th, currently 2nd. Nate hard charge of Trito. We know he knows how to put a car up there. He just needs to finish it out. He's just been kind of, I'm going to say, a rob, so to speak, is what he would think it would be the last couple weeks, but nonetheless has had his car in the position to put it for a win, and tonight is no different, as he is on the back deck lid there, Delonte Ballard.
Yeah, he is all over the back of that number 54 Toyota is Nate Trito, as he's actually going to get a look to the inside of Delonte as they come off of turn 2. The 97 is going to get the run as they head for turn 3. Looks like he's going to think better of it and just stay right behind the 54 car as they go through turns 3 and 4.
Yes, sir. Right now, it's a little bit too early for this, but I tell you what, if he's got a heck of a run, he's going to make it as they're heading off into the inside. He's diving down there as they cross the start-finish line. Lap 77 of 179, going to turn number 1 side by side. He looks like he's going to power that 97 Ford machine to the front with some Pepsi power, and he does. He takes it over from the Toyota.
Yes, he has. They're still side by side as they go down the back straightaway, but you notice the 87 of Christopher Hurlow, even though he's on 2 tires, not going away, still running in 3rd. Loving these two running side by side. He says, I want to get that lead back as well, boys.
And I tell you what, that is also bringing to the front there Mr. Popularity, Tyler Sifford in at number 7. As you got Dante Ballard saying, hey, hold your hats, folks. I'm coming back to the front. He dives on the inside there. Nate Trito's ahead down the backstretch.
Yes, he did. He got to look to the inside, and Christopher Hurlow's not going to look to the outside of Delonte Ballard as they go through turn 3, and just behind them, looking to the inside of the 7 car, is Trevor Rapolo in the number 9 machine, as Tyler looks like he'll prevail in that 7 car as they come off of turn 4.
Well, I tell you what, we have got a heck of a duel going on up front here for the top 5 or 6 cars. You know, we normally try to get through the field here, but these guys are stacked up, nose to tail, wheeling these cars around here, jockeying for position along here, going down the backstretch at 200 and some mile an hour, folks. Let me repeat that again, 200 and some mile an hour. This is no slouch of a track. They are doing some high speed, as we're seeing right now, a duel for the number 4th position.
Yes, they are. A good battle up at the front. And as of right now, there's a couple cars out on track that have gotten some blinking issues for me, but trying to see if I can get that fixed. Looks like the issues are resolving themselves actually now. My apologies. Taking a look out here, watching out of the front end of the number 54 car now, as he is actually starting to lose ground, and the caution is out.
Well, I tell you what, we were just watching that right there. I'm not going to speculate. Like I say, I stay neutral on a lot of these things. We're going to rewind here, but Trevor Rapolo, if you watch right here on this replay, Ryan was coming on Christopher Parkman, yep, and Christopher Hurlow on a hurry right there, and I think those two might have made some contact. We're watching the replay right here, but he was, just a little bit of contact, and looks like just Trevor Rapolo was closing that gap very, very, very fast, and the door shut.
Yeah, it looks like the 9 car was maybe trying to get a little bit of side draft off of the 87 as they were trying to go into turn 3 and just mistimed it a little bit too close to the left rear quarter of the 87, and Chris just gets turned on the straightaway right in front of the field, and a good job by everybody else to avoid it. I mean, Tyler Siffer was right behind that, able to slow down, look to the inside of the 87, and got through it. I don't know what happened to the 9 car of Rapolo. Looks like he kind of coasted up back across the track, but everybody else in the entire field gets through. Christopher Hurlow, though, cannot be happy with that, getting turned on the straightaway like that.
Well, like I say, going to stay neutral on the subject there. I mean, we're not going to say being happy or whatnot up here. Nonetheless, it looked like just the 9 car was just coming in a hurry, and the door just got closed very quickly, and just one of those racing deals. Unfortunate for both drivers, nonetheless. Man, Ryan, this has been some electric, exciting racing out here tonight. Let's get a quick summary right now, as currently your leader is Nate Trito. Lap 81 completed of 179. We've had 6 lead changes and 5 cautions. Now, yeah, that's not bad for a fast track here. I know a lot of people say 5 cautions, but a lot of them have been some single cars. We had a big one there at one time, but nonetheless, these guys have shown a lot of patience with these kind of speeds involved.
Yeah, I mean, when you throw all these cars very close together like this on a track of this size and of this speed, you're going to have mistakes. And we've seen a couple of them, like you said. One was a really big crash that was all kind of started just by guys checking up to avoid something that happened in front of them. So you don't necessarily have to have 2 cars really banging into each other in the turns or anything like that. It just has to be something reactive that these guys do, just trying to avoid something that they see up front, and it can cause an accident. So, just a lot of action going on tonight, trying to keep up with it all. Are you and I, Joe, and feel like this race has been pretty good so far. 5 cautions, but a lot of this race has been under green, as we're already to lap 83 of 179.
Yeah, absolutely. I tell you what, I've had a heck of a time, and you know what? I'm not forgetting about our viewers out there. I see y'all up our chatting up a cool breeze, but I tell you, I'm trying to keep up with all this action here that Ryan just was talking about, because it has been hot and heavy and very fast going on out here. These guys are wheeling the heck out of these machines. But again, want to appreciate all the viewers out there, and welcome to the night here live. Joe White up here in the booth, Ryan W. Daniels here for ExtremeMotorsports99.com here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. This is the Cup Series here tonight, and I'll tell you what, most notably now, Nick Hunt looks like he's up there. Did I lose you, Ryan?
I'm sorry. I'm so used to not having a push to talk button on my wheel that I just started giving my explanation for the 00 car without pushing the button. So, I was going to say, it looks like Nick was trying this strategy of the 87, but now it looks like he might have just been wanting to lead a lap. Nick Hunt going to bring it to the pit lane and going to get some 4 fresh tires on that Phoenix Society Chevrolet and come back out and just have the better tires at the back of the field and just try to continue to work his way up to the front.
Well, I tell you what, yes, he is. Right now, lights off on the pace car, and I do appreciate all the comments out there. Couldn't have it done without all the viewers, all the fans, the leagues, the drivers, and definitely with Ryan up here in the booth with me. We definitely try to call all this action going on, and I'm trying to keep up with all of it for you. And I know Ryan, he's helping me out tremendously here. It has been electric here on this track, 1.5-mile track, and I'm going to tell you what, this thing is like a super speedway on little steroids because it's a little track, but it thinks it's a big track.
Yeah, definitely a big track here tonight. A lot of great action going on as we actually have a shakeup up at the front. Trito is going to be back out in front. Tyler Sifford is going to restart second. Delonte Ballard in third. And John Houston rolling it up to fourth with Mike Rominger in fifth as we're coming to the restart, Joe.
Yes, we are. Pace car's going to take that hard left turn off the pit road, as I like to say all the time here. And he's going to send these machines a roaring as we have got Tyler Sifford and Nate Trito right there. Looks like Tyler Sifford did not get a start. He spun his tires a little bit. Delonte Ballard had to check up a little there. And that's going to give John Houston a heck of a jump here as they are 2-by-2 going into 1.
Yeah, they are. A good side-by-side battle behind them as it looks like the 7 car of Tyler Sifford and Delonte Ballard are going to be able to take advantage of the 88 being on the outside, but it looks like Delonte's going to look to the inside of Tyler, thinks better of it as they go into turn 3, as they're 3 abreast behind them, and they're going to get that sorted out as it looked like the 23, 41, and 13 were all side-by-side as they went into turn 3 that time.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you what, Tyler Sifford right now, he came from the 20th spot to number 2, and he is saying, hey, look, Nate, you might have been close the last couple weeks, but you know what? I've been close all season long and all last season, and I want this win. I got my mom and my dad and the family and all the viewers out there cheering and rooting me on here. They call me Mr. Popularity for one reason. It's because, hey, I'm very popular, and the people love it, and plus, we want him to seal that deal for the milk and cookies.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be lying if I wasn't saying that I was someone pulling for Tyler. Everybody knows at this point I'm, kind of a heavier set guy. Definitely like myself some cookies. So Tyler would be doing me a favor by getting a win here tonight. But hey, taking a look back, watching his teammate Jake Nichols restarted at the tail end of the longest line here, was able to get that lucky dog, and he's already up to the 11th spot. Jake Nichols picking him up and putting him down as he's wanting to get back to the front after that early action with him in the 28 of Mason Wetzel.
Yes, sir, and I tell you what, you do not want to count out Superman. That's why we call him Superman, is because he will drive the wheels off that car, and he's very smooth doing it. At number 73, now he's going to look to stay out of trouble, bring that thing to the front. He's had to use his fast fix, but right now he is like a rocket ship, man, with fuel. He's got snow cone production on that machine. I call it the purple dinosaur. It almost looks like the Barney machine, but he is definitely the Superman nonetheless, and showing why we call him that, because he is currently in 10th spot, Ryan, and he is coming in a hurry.
Definitely is, and actually, if you want to talk about a Barney machine out there tonight, you might want to get a good look at that 09 machine of Aiden Young in the battle right now with Dwayne Culberson. That car, purple and green, definitely a Barney machine out there tonight.
All right, well.
Aiden's going to get turned.
Yes, he does. Well, actually, we just got the tail end of that, but we're actually going to rewind it. And unfortunately, I'm sorry to chuckle, folks, because on the hood of that car, that is Ryan W. Daniels, folks. You are not seeing. You don't have to adjust your TV set or look at anything differently. But nonetheless, unfortunately, right there, the number 9 machine. Oh, yep. Looks like he just came up, slid just a little bit. Got involved with it, got hit and crunched, and I hope your head's okay, Ryan, because it got crunched just a little bit.
It's so weird. In the pre-race, when we were told he was going to run this car, didn't we say that we would have him on the air when he got hit? And sure enough, just as I'm talking about him, I get punched in the face.
Yeah.
What a way to show that number 09 car tonight.
Yeah, not the way we definitely want to show it, because actually he's one of the rookies here. I mean, we got to talk about Aiden for a second. He's one of the rookies here that has stepped it up from the truck series to bring it in here. He's done very, very, very good so far this season in the Cup machine. So he has definitely had a season that he has enjoyed and been able to bring to the front nonetheless. But tonight not having the night he wants either way, but his season so far has not been bad altogether. Now, he finished third in the points in the trucks and a heck of a last to the last race duel with the championship last season. So he's moving up here into the big time, and he is showing that he belongs in the Cup Series here at ExtremeMotorsports99.com because he has done quite well.
For a rookie in this series, he definitely has showed a lot of strength this year. A little bit unfortunate news out of Extreme today was that the old school's team was no longer going to be a part of it, so that actually puts Aiden without a team right now, but looking to team up with his former teammates Nick Hunt tonight, John Houston, all kind of, just out here tonight rolling together. As we know, John has been on the Wall Dog racing team for a little while, but Nick and Aiden still working together here this evening, and just trying to give both of those cars a good run tonight.
Well, absolutely. You know what? Our hats off to both of them, and we hate to see a team come and go, but that's what happens in racing. It happens in real racing and whatnot. But they'll rebound. They'll get it back going. We know Nick Hunt, very, very, very good Class Act guys. But up front, look who is now leading this one. At number 44, no fear, Bryant Ward. I tell you what. But look on his outside, folks, and I'm going to just let you see it because, man, are we going to have to change his name from Superman to Comeback Kid?
Well, I don't know. I mean, a Comeback Kid would really be more appropriate, I would say, if he didn't win as often as he does. But, I mean, driving from the back to the front the way Jake has tonight, I think Superman fits pretty dang good, Joe.
Yes, it does, but I tell you what, he's got a man on his inside there that says, hey, look, you can call you what you want to call, whatever, Superman, I don't care. I got no fear of nothing, and that's Bryant Ward there. He will stick that car anywhere and drive the absolute wheels, doors, fuel cell, and take the steering wheel with him if he has to get this thing to the front. So, with that in mind, Jake Nichols might be smooth, calm, cool, and collected Superman, but he has got a hard one right there sitting on the outside of him or inside of him.
Yeah, definitely going to be a good battle up front here on this restart. Now, I don't know if the 44 or the 73 took tires. I know that they were both on the lead lap, so I'm going to assume for a fact that they at least have 2 tires after beating out the 54 and the 97 if they didn't stay out entirely.
Oh, absolutely. And I tell you what, they have got, look at that, Nate Trito, Delonte Ballard right there, Tyler Sifford, and Mike Romer. You have got a Class Act field. You know what? I say that, but my hat's off. Every one of these drivers out here are top-notch drivers. I mean, you look through this field, I can name them all off, and every one of these guys can get it done.
Yeah, I mean, very competitive all season all these guys have been, and I'm actually seeing Tyler Sifford in the chat there. Tyler, look forward. You're in 5th. Pay attention to the track, man. You're coming to the restart. You need to be focused on racing, not my chat messages.
Absolutely. As that pace car's coming out of turn number 4, Ryan, we get to set to take these machines hauling off down into turn number 1, hot and heavy, and they are going to put the pedal to the metal and storm these things. Green flags in the air. Bryant Ward is taking off. He has got the man outside of him, Jake Nichols. Hard charger there behind him. They form up nose to tail right there in a line draft, freight training it around, coming out of turn number 2.
Yes, they are big old train of cars as they come off of turn 2. Everybody knows to tail all the way back to the field as the 44 is actually going to get close to putting Jake in the wall as they come off of turn 2. That's going to help Nate Trito actually get to the inside of Jake as they head through 3 and 4. Definitely showing that these 2 tires a little bit tough to handle on the initial restarts here, as we also have the number 7 car, Tyler Sifford, now looking to the outside of Delonte Ballard in the 54 car for 4th place.
Yes, they are. The leaders out front, but right behind them, they are stacked up 2 wide behind them, stacked up 2 wide as they go nose to tail. But I tell you what, we just said it, no fear, Bryant Ward. He's got no fear, and he showed Superman right there, said, hey, look, son, I'm out front. And when I'm out front, I definitely have no fear. If you want to get around me, you're going to prove it. But he's going to have his hands full with the 97. As you see Jake Nichols pull all over the back bumper, we got a heck of a duel for the lead.
Yes, we do. Looks like the 44 might have gotten a little bit higher off of turn 4 than he wanted to. That made the 97 able to get to the inside of Bryant Ward. As Jake Nichols is going to shoot the gap. What a move by the 73 as they head for turn 3. just stuck that car right down. You talk about no fear. That was definitely a no fear move by Jake, because he's now going to be able to try to take over second spot from Bryant. We're going to get on the inside.
Yes, he is. That was a heck of an aggressive move. He's dove that car on the inside, but he's got a whole rear view mirror full of Mike Rominger right there, and Delonte Ballard and a number 54 machine right behind them, Tyler Sifford. They are all stacked up, and we got a car spinning.
Yeah, the 44 and the 54 got together as they came off of turn 2. Doesn't look like the caution's out yet. The 54 able to hold it down on the apron. Comes back on the track. Doesn't look like anybody gets into him. Definitely a little bit of contact there between the 44 and the 54, though.
Well, we're going to go back and watch the replay here and let the viewers see, man. They're going to let them make their own judgment on what happened there. We just know it was Delonte Ballard that spun, no caution. He was able to get that thing turned around and going. As we know, they were hard charging. Boom, looked like they just got a little bit, came off the turn, just door slamming each other just a little bit. Heck of a saving job there by Delonte Ballard. Nonetheless, he lost a lot of time, though. But, hey, he's going to be able to get it back. We're at lap 98 of 179. He's got plenty of time. We got a hot and heavy battle going on up front as Nate Trito and Jake Nichols are nose to tail.
Yes, they are. We've seen this movie before with the 97 and 73 fighting for the lead. But what we haven't seen too often this season, unfortunately, is Mr. Popularity running up there near the front with his teammates as the Jake Nichols team running first, second, and third with Nate Trito up in front, Jake himself in second, and Tyler now up to third place after the spin by the 54. And Tyler's actually looking like he's starting to run down Jake and Nate as he's trying to catch up on his 4 fresher tires than what Jake Nichols has in that 73 machine.
Well, I tell you what, Ryan, you got to look. This is the Ford-powered machines up front. We were talking about Toyota's dominance right now, but this is the team of the Ford that you have to watch for in Extreme Motorsports 99 because these guys here are the epitome of what Ford Performance Racing brings to the track. Jake Nichols Racing right now, you see it. Nate Trito, Jake Nichols, Tyler Sifford, 1, 2, and 3, and then right behind them you got Bryant Ward in his machine and the Devil Dog Racing. He's got his hands full with Ryan Nolan.
Yes, he does. That Ford machine of Ryan Nolan looking to make it the top 4 being Fords in that New England Club number 78 car. Ryan Nolan going to get by the 44 car. Is just behind him Nightmare David Shutt rolling it up, trying to get into the top 5 as well with the Mr. Extreme Original Mike Rominger trying to also get up there, now battling for the 6th spot as he's going to get by Bryant, who got into the wall as they came off of turn 4. 88's also going to get by Bryant Ward.
Yes, he did. Bryant Ward bumped the wall just a little bit. A good save, good hold on that car, but a heck of a battle right here as we have got 4 Fords up front. It is Trito, Nichols, Sifford, Nolan, all 4 of those guys. Then you've got the Nightmare Man who says, hey, wait a minute, guys. I'm in a Toyota. Don't count me out. I'll be up there soon. Y'all just y'all keep holding a spot up for the first place. I won last week. I know how to get to the front. We know he can, but don't count out the band that's on his tail. That's the number 4 machine of Mike Rominger. He definitely hasn't had the season he wanted, but he came on strong at the end of last season.
Yes, he did. Mike Rominger showed last season why it was that he was the champion just the season before. You know, Mike certainly hasn't lost anything. The competition has just picked up. Mike's still showing, though, that he's definitely got a strong car here tonight and saying basically, you know, no matter how many years go by, no matter how many new guys we bring into this league, I can still run up front no matter who it is. And Mike's trying to get it up into the top 5 right now as he's trying to get past David Shutt as they come off of turn 2. Mike Rominger definitely with a strong number 4 car tonight, looking to try to just continue to pick off spots that were coming to lap 105 of 179, getting close to the end of this race. Mike Rominger starting to get up to the front.
Yes, he is. He's trying to bring that E3 spark plug Chevy to the front. He's peeking on the inside there. David Shutt saying, hey, look, I am back here. I am the veteran here. I know how to race these cars. We definitely know Shutt knows how to get it around. And I tell you what, right now, Mike Rominger might be trying to say, look, you might be a nightmare, but right now I'm awake. As look at David Shutt get a run on Ryan there, and you see Mike Rominger right there also get a run. They are stacked up, nose to tail, and man, almost just like restrictor plate racing, bump drafting a little bit.
Yes, they are. The 4 car going to get to the look at the inside of the number 41 again as they head through turn 1 and 2. Ryan Nolan definitely holding up the 41 a little bit, and that's going to help Mike get to the inside of the 41, but the momentum is going to hold for that Toyota as they come off of turn 2. Mike's going to have to try again when they go into 3, but David Shutt's looking like he's going to pull that slingshot move to the inside of Ryan Nolan as they go through 3 and 4. Mike's going to have to try to follow suit and get by the 78 as well, who gets a little bit high as they come off of 4. Mike and David are going to get that pass with relative ease, as Ryan Nolan's going to drop all the way back to potentially about the 8th spot there.
Yes, he is. Ryan Nolan, he got a little high, got out of the groove, but I tell you what, right now, David Shutt moving up in the 4th spot. He's got Mike Rominger looking on the inside. Now, Mike is a veteran. He knows I got a lot of time. Lap 107 to 179. It's too early for me to press that issue unless I really, really get a run, but I definitely want to let this 41 machine know, hey, look, I'm back here. I'm looking, and if you make a mistake and slip one time, I will be there to pounce.
Definitely trying to make that statement known, and I actually want to give a quick call to the number 22 of Jason Van Cleek. In practice earlier tonight, he was 29th fastest of 30 cars, qualified 27th. He's now up into the top 10 in the 9th position at number 22 Ford Fusion, working his butt off to try to get up here and start battling, try to get up to the top 5 as he's starting to get to the back of Ryan Nolan, with Bobby Chaney just behind him in the 99 machine.
Yes, it is. A number 22 machine right there. Jason Van Cleek, man, he started 27th, pulled it up to 9th spot right now, and he's trying to climb all over the back deck lid of Ryan Nolan right there, but he's got Bobby Chaney, like you said, and we like to call Mr. Consistency right there, the number 99. He's the other SRA machine out here tonight. I tell you, Ryan, it's just been a heck of a race so far. Again, want to welcome all of the viewers out there. I tell you, it is awesome a race that we've got going on tonight here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. These guys are putting on a clinic of what they can do here tonight.
Yes, they are, as the 99 is actually going to look to make it 3 wide as they go into turn 3. Going to think better of it, but he's definitely going to get to the inside of Jason Van Cleek there. Bobby Chaney now taking over the 9th spot as he's going to now try to get by the 78 of Ryan Nolan. Try to get it up to 8th. Mr. Consistency, what we mentioned last week, had a rough week at Bristol, looking to bounce back, continue to show why that 99 car is consistently running in the top 10, top 5 this season, looking to do it again here tonight at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Yes, he is. I tell you what, the number 99 machine, he is on a move right now. We call him Mr. Consistency, and the reason we call him that is because very consistent. Look at Jason, though, right there trying to power back up on his deck lid. He had to think twice about it as he moved off of it. So right now he is looking for, Bobby Chaney's looking for more. He's looking for that 8th spot.
Yes, he is. Certainly fighting back there for position, are they all. And just trying to keep track of everybody in the field, as Bobby's actually going to make that move and take that 8th spot away from Ryan Nolan as they come off of turn 2. Bobby's now going to try to start looking down that, trying to run down that next group of Trevor Apollo and John Houston, who are running just up in front of him there. And up near the front, Tyler Sifford. The battle's getting hot and heavy up front for the 97 and 73, and Tyler's loving what he's seeing. He's starting to run down the 2 leaders. That 7 car is strong on the long run. Tyler Sifford going to get a huge run off of turn 2 this time as they go down the back straightaway.
Yeah, but I tell you what, Jake Nichols, that was the first time I've ever seen him look like be very aggressive with the car, because he came off that turn almost sideways and took the wall out doing it. He is looking everywhere he possibly can to make a move around Nate Trito, and he's going, this guy's taking my line. I got to find another way to get around him. What am I going to have to do? I don't want to move him, but in the meantime, he sees in his rearview mirror Mr. Popularity is coming in a hurry, and you know that number 7 machine is going, look, I want to win a race. And Jake says, look, I got the 97 in front of me, who has been having 2 races in a row taken away from him. He knows he wants to win a race. So he is in between, like the meat in the middle of a sandwich, in between 2 guys that are very hungry for a win.
Yeah, you know, Jake definitely has to feel the pressure with racing around 2 guys who are as hungry for a win as these 2 are. We have Nate Trito, who has won before, whether it was in, any of the Extreme Series. And look at the move by the 73 car. Again, almost going 3 wide with his teammates. Going to look to the inside of Jake, make it into his left rear quarter panel a little bit as they go through 3 and 4. Tyler definitely sticking his nose in down there. 73 is going to hold the spot for second, but Tyler working hard in that 7 car to try to get up there. He definitely wants this win, and so doesn't the 97. But if you're asking yourself who wants it more, I'm almost going to give the nod to the 7 car after the season he's had. While the 97's been running up front a lot of this season, getting good points, the 7 car hasn't been as lucky as he was last year. Tyler is really going to need a win or want to win to make sure he's locked into the chase. which both he and the 97 want to do. But if you need to look at who kind of needs it or wants it more right now, it's got to be Tyler Siffer in that 7 car.
Well, I tell you what, let's break the question here right now. We are seeing Jake Nichols under a storm of pressure right now, Ryan, up here up front. He is actually trying everything he can do to hold off that number 7. Now, here is the other thing is, now we see the number 41 machine says, I'm coming to the front. As you see Jake Nichols diving on the inside of the leader, David Shutt diving on the inside of second, third place. As you see Tyler Sifford on the outside, we got a heck of a duel as they are almost 3 wide heading into turn number 1.
They are 3 wide going into turn 1. Tyler Sifford in the middle, his teammate Nature to the outside, and Jake Nichols going to be the benefactor and take the lead on the inside. Oh, and the 7 gets tipped, and they all hang on to it. That was close. The 7 car with a lot of spoiler damage. The 41, David Shutt, just barely got into the back of him there. And Tyler is going to drop all the way from being second at the line all the way down to 4th now, and he's going to have the 9 car of Trevor Rapolo looking behind him as Mike Rominger checked up for that, and he's going to lose a couple spots and might even fall all the way back to 7th or 8th here behind the 88.
Well, I tell you what, Ryan, right there, you flirt with disaster, you play very aggressive, and those guys were not giving an inch for none of them. They were too deep, nose to tail, and pushing each other 3 wide, going around this fast track here tonight. And I tell you what, David Shutt powers on the inside there, as he's got a lot of nose damage, but he is still nonetheless, he held on to the 41 machine, and I tell you, it's going to hurt him on the straightaways, as he might have passed Nate Trito there, but Nate Trito all over his deck lid. Folks, this race is not over with here yet. We have got a heck of a battle going on up front, lap 120 and 179.
Yes, we do. A heck of a battle, and let's not forget, it was the 41 of David Shutt that got into the back of Nate Trito last week at Bristol, bringing home the win for that 41 car on what we all considered a very controversial finish. And as it looks like the number 97 and a lot of other cars are going to dive to pit road here, but that 41 of David Shutt and the 97, no love lost between those two as once the 41 got around, and the caution is out.
Oh, wow. I'll tell you what, I was about to say green flag pit stops, but here we got a caution. Do you see who that might be?
Trying to get a look for us. We got a lot of cars on pit road having some trouble telling which cars have damage. If any. I don't know if maybe someone just spun coming to the pits. I'm going to go to the pit road cam and back it up a little bit and see if I can't see what happened.
I'm wanting to say it might have been Justin Gable, but I see he's blinked out for some reason, but I'm not 100% sure. I'll wait till you maybe give me a confirmation on who you see that might have been.
I'm agreeing that it is Justin Gable, more or less for the reason that he just disconnected from the server. But okay. Justin was actually behind Parkman before that going into 3, and looks like he might have got a bit high.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, he disconnected from the server. Won't be able to rewind that one back, but nonetheless, Ryan told us what happened on that. Kind of got a little high. I saw that he had, on my driver thing here, he went grayed out, so that's usually a good indication that it had blinked out or connection issue on their end or whatnot. But I tell you what, folks, hang on to your hats, get your popcorn, your drinks refilled, because this one is not over with. These guys up front, hey, they are all class act professionals, and they all know how to win, and they are putting on a clinic on how to get around here. Now, here's a question. Nate Trito and company were on pit road at the time that caution came out. They shouldn't have went a lap down, but they should have been able to get their pit stops. Will they cycle around to be in the leader?
Oh, I'm not real sure. If they didn't go a lap down and they were on pit road and getting their service done, as long as they were already on pit road before the caution flew, they will have been able to get in their full service done and get back on the track. So, with that information, I do believe that the, for example, the 7 car should be up front when we go back to the restart here.
Yeah, I'm watching right now on my chart here. I see Nate Trito's being clocked in the 14th position. It probably will put him on the tail end of the lead lap and then give him a wave around is what it's probably going to do. I'm not going to sit here and try to even figure it out or even try to, really. We'll just wait and see what it ends up being on iRacing side here. But nonetheless, I do know that those guys were on pit road at the time of the caution, and I do know from experience sometimes you can go ahead and get your service done and not go a lap down. But it might put you on the tail end. So, nonetheless, here we go, Ryan. Lap 123, probably going to be about 125, 126 in the books of 179 tonight. And I tell you, this race has definitely been everything we have hoped for.
Definitely has, but it has been, vastly competitive. A lot of great driving by everybody tonight. A few cautions, but nothing to take away from this. Just a lot of great racing going on. And I do want to just confirm that the 13th spot all the way back to the 19th spot, that includes Nate Trito, Tyler Sifford, Ryan Nolan, Chris Hurlow, Christopher Parkman, Dwayne Culberson, and Jason Van Cleek, are either all going to get the wave around here when the pace car comes back to the start-finish line, or they are going to restart in these positions at the tail end of the lead lap, which would put Jake Nichols just behind Jason in the 22 car. I also want to throw out, just for anybody who might be interested, during that crash, the 13 car spun to the inside, came across the grass, kind of overcorrected, went back across the track, and was T-boned immediately by the 23 car of Jonathan Shipman, who just got his tow and repair done, is going to be 2 laps down when John gets back on the track.
Oh, wow. I tell you what, just an unfortunate set of circumstances right there, Ryan. I tell you, hate to see that. Now, you're right, Becky. Hold on. Oh, my God. This is awesome out here tonight so far. I hope all the viewers, and we're seeing it right there, they are getting the wave around, so they're going to be on the tail end. Here's lights off on the pace car. They're going to stack them up 2 by 2 up front here. Jake Nichols has powered back to the lead, started on the pole, put it out front again, got involved in a wreck early on, had to bring it back to the front, and brought it back to the front in a hurry. But definitely do not count out that man, David Shutt. He has definitely been a thorn and nightmare in Jake Nichols' side. You have also got John Houston right there, who's been able to pull it up there in the 3rd spot, and the 4th spot with Trevor Rapolo and Delonte Ballard right there. And then Mike Muller right there in 6th. And then, hey, look who is right there in 7th. I guess we'll go ahead and say it. Aiden Young.
Yes, he is. Aiden Young, and that Ryan Daniels machine bringing it up to a top 10 as of right now, but we're going to have 19 cars back on the lead lap here as we're coming to the restart.
Yes, we are. We'll go back up here up front here as we're going to get a good shot here. These cars going to get firing off around on as the pace car fires off into the turn. Off on the pit road is right now Jake Nichols will lead them off into the turn. As you see, he got a good start. So did David Shutt right there, but they are stacked up 2 deep behind him, Ryan, and they are, oh, look at the move. Trevor Rapolo pulls right up on the back deck lid of David Shutt. I tell you what, I think some of that front end damage might be hurting his straightaway speed.
Could definitely be the case there with the number 41 Toyota. Certainly seems to be having some trouble by the time they get to the end of the straightaways, as that 41 car, a lot of front end damage from whenever it was he got into the back of the 97 car. I think it was a 97 car. No, it was Tyler Sifford. I apologize. Whenever he got into the back of Sifford, and just trying to hang on to that machine now as we're getting closer and closer here to the finish. It's going to be interesting to see these drivers who are up front as well, trying to work their way back to the front. All these guys who took the wave around, such as the 97 of Nate Trito.
Well, I tell you what, as we see these cars are kind of fanned out just a little bit, and Aiden Young looks like he is blinking in and out for some reason. I don't know if he is on your screen, but I was on him and then I lost him.
Yeah, Aiden having a little bit of connection issues right now, it looks like. Unfortunately, trying to get that sorted out is the 09 machine. Just as he gets up front, trying to have a good run, it looks like Aiden might have lost connection to the server as of right now, trying to get an idea of where that 09 machine is in terms of the track.
21st, and so I was on him there for a second, was about to talk about him. Next I know it popped my screen to the scene, and I looked, and he had just dropped down right now, showed him 21st. Unfortunate right there, but you know what, folks? That's technology for you. There's nothing you can do. I've had my fair share here in the last couple of weeks of connections, and knock on wood, cross my fingers, and get out every darn rabbit foot I got. It has been very good tonight, and the action has been none non-stop extreme excitement here at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Ryan W. Daniels up here in the booth with me. I'm Joe White up here, and I tell you what, Ryan, we have called one heck of a thrilling race so far tonight at Atlanta.
Yes, we have. It's been nothing but exciting up the front, and Aiden Young just received throughput and fell out of the lobby there due to his connection issues. So unfortunate for the 09 car, just as he was getting up front, trying to show what he could do, going to lose connection, and if he does get back in here, it's going to be at least 5 or 6 laps down, unfortunately.
Absolutely, and I'm watching right here. Michael R. Mueller is definitely doing everything he can in that 8th spot right there in the 27 machine. He's got his hands full, though, with the number 28 right there, who is a couple laps down, to say the least. He's actually 2 laps down, but he's trying to come back up to the front. As you see, Mike Rominger in the 7th position, but right there behind Michael, don't count out that Bryant Ward there again, stalking down the prey. He's like an animal, and he's moving on the outside. And we've got also right there Nate Hard Charging Treat there. We don't call him Hard Charging for nothing because he's trying to do what Jake Nichols did earlier. And guess who he's bringing with him?
Oh, that wouldn't happen to be Tyler Sifford right behind him, would it?
He's right there near his back bumper. You also got Jonathan Kryptonite Shipman hooked up to the rear deck lid. Those guys are trying to bring it to the front here as we're seeing an extremely awesome battle going on here. Look at these cars fan out, nose to tail, 2x2, jockeying around here at speeds of 200 to 190 mile an hour.
Yeah, a lot of high speed going on right now, and I'm watching from the back end of the number 7 car. Just look at, and the chase view here is that's just a swarm of vehicles up in front of him that he's going to be trying to get around. All of these cars wadding up a little bit as these drivers are starting to work harder and harder to get as many spots as they can, coming to what's only going to be about 45 laps to go next time by.
Yes, sir, it is. 45 to go this time by. They are stacked up 2 deep right here. Michael R. Mueller in the 9th. So you were looking at the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th position right there. All these guys are stacked up, nose to tail, wheeling around here side by side. I mean, you've got up there Bobby Chaney in the 99. He's got Jonathan Shipman looking on the outside behind him. The 27 machine is lurking around. You got the 07 back there, door to door with Bryant Ward, Ryan Nolan right there. Ryan, we got so much action going on here and a heck of a battle happening. I don't know where to start.
Yeah, definitely tough to call this action as I'm just still riding around the back of the number 7 car. Makes the pass on the 44. Bryant Ward now looking to get past the 27 cars. We got one on the wall hard. It's Chris Hurlow.
Yes, it is, and I tell you what, they just barely missed that one. Wow. And a bunch of cars involved. Aaron involved. Tommy Massey involved. Unfortunate set of circumstances, but it looked like, and we're going to go, yeah, Christopher was one of the first ones here. We're going to go back here, rewind it back. Man, I tell you what, Mason Witzel coming up there, and I'm not even going to try to speculate on what happened there. It just looks like maybe a little just racing incident. That's what the admin's, but a hard lick for Christopher Hurlow in the 87, and Ryan Nolan just had nowhere to go and slammed him very hard. So it's an unfortunate, and Ryan, that's what happens. You're running 190, 200 mile an hour. I mean, you're inches off of somebody's bumper. It does not take much of a move to make these cars wiggle just a little bit and get them out of shape.
No, it doesn't, and I actually am watching back. I don't even see any contact between the 87 and the 28. Looks like just one of those arrow situations where, the 87 and the 28 got so close that the air just went away off the left rear of that 87. Might have just snapped loose on him all of a sudden. Chris did everything he could to try to gather up that number 87 car, and it just wasn't enough. Smashed the wall and gets T-boned by the 78 of Ryan Nolan, who had nowhere to go, and a lot of cars behind them just get caught up in it while they're trying to check up for this crash.
Well, I tell you what, I'm still trying to figure out if David Shutt has his fast fix, because he hasn't fixed that front end damage, and I know that he's probably wanting to wait here to see to the last very minute, and we'll definitely find out here if he has it or not. Well, I was just watching him on his pit stop here. He still hasn't fixed the front end, so I think he might have used it, or he's trying to just hang on to that thing. For some reason, he's thinking maybe if I can hang on to the end, I've got a fast car as it is, I definitely will be able to have one here at the end.
Yeah, certainly going to be trying to, I would say, save it. I mean, we saw back in Indianapolis when Jake Nichols picked up the win.
Yes.
Had a lot of damage to that.
No, he was third.
Hmm?
Jake Nichols was third at Indianapolis. Trevor Rapolo won. Yep.
I'm sorry.
That's
I
all right.
apologize. He had a lot of laps. At
He
Indianapolis
did.
is what I meant to say, and I apologize. I was thinking of last season when he won, but you are right there, Joe. But the 73 had what we considered in that race a very dominant car, and he had a lot of front-end damage, was able to keep up front at such a high-speed track like Indy. It isn't impossible for David to do the same thing here, and if he can save that faster pair long enough, just like Jake did, he might be able to do what Jake wasn't able to do that night and pick off the win here at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Yes, he is. But I tell you what, we're just watching right here because we're watching Jake Nichols might be out front, but John Houston, the man pulling it up there. David Shutt there. We got Trevor Rapolo been there all night, but you got to look, the man in fifth spot right there, excuse me. Nate Hard charging Trito, and you got Delonte Ballard back up there. The Mike Romanger's been stalking all night long. Mr. Consistency himself right there, Bobby Cheney in 8th, Bryant, No Fear Ward in 9th. Mr. Popularity's moved it back up in the 10th, so we have definitely started to see guys come to the front. It is go time, Ryan. 40 laps here. By the time we go back green flag, we're going to have about 39 laps to go in this race. And tonight, folks, I got to wipe my forehead because, man, this action on this track has been nothing more than hot and heavy, and it has been extremely, extremely exciting here at Atlanta. I want to give a shout-out. I apologize. I normally, man, try to look. I've watched the chat and seen y'all just out there chatting up a cool breeze. I want to appreciate all the viewers out there tonight. Every one of you. Becky, Chris, the RN, just to name a few. I'll get the other ones as I scroll through here. I've seen, I think T is still out there. We've actually seen some of the admins for Extreme. I believe Rick Donathan has poked out there. So just to name a couple of you out there, if I missed your name, I apologize here. As lights are off on the pace car, Ryan, this is going to be a heck of a shootout to the end.
Definitely. I mean, we're coming back to what's going to be, I believe, 30. You said 30. Excuse me.
Ain't time to get tired yet now.
No, I'm not getting tired. I just got a little bit of a yawn there. A stressful day, as you can imagine. But rolling here, Ryan from the back end of the 99 car on what's going to be, I believe you said it, 40 some odd laps.
39 laps left.
39 laps to go when we come back to the start-finish line. So, going to be the real battle now. These guys are probably going to be looking for a pit stop to finish this race out, and it's going to be definitely interesting whether or not that pit stop is going to happen under green, or if these guys are going to be able to get a caution with the next couple laps and make it to the end on fuel.
Oh, absolutely. And I tell you what, as we like to say, that police car is going to take a hard left turn on pit roads. They coming out of turn number 4. Going to send these monster machines of flying the cup machines around here. Jake Nichols, Superman, is going to say, I'm going to fly my cape out here. John Houston there, though. The man from Texas is saying, hey, look, but I'm going to tell you what, he's got a nightmare right behind him. David Shutt is there. They're stacked up 2 by 2. Nichols gets a good start here, heading off into turn number 1.
Yes, he does, and we look behind him. They're side by side already for second place as Jake's starting to run away with it already. And we look, the 88 of, we got a spinner. It's Rapolo in front of the field.
Yes, he does, and it looks like
Big
Don.
crash.
Yes, it is a huge crash. We're seeing it live as it's happening right here. But what we saw there up front, again, I don't like to speculate, never have, never will. But we saw it. Those guys were starting to get very aggressive. We just said go time, Ryan, and they were going. Delonte Ballard was pushing that car very aggressive coming in that turn. As we saw him almost 3 wide there with Trevor Rapolo, Nate Trito, and company.
Yeah, and amazingly, no caution.
Wow, you were right. That's about 4, 5, 6 cars. And, yeah, no caution. Holy cow. But a lot of torn up machines.
Yeah, and we got Nate Trito spinning through the grass, hanging on to it. He's going to get back on the track going into 1, but he's going to lose a ton of spots. It's Nate Trito. I don't know if he got loose coming off of 4, but Nate is going to fall all the way outside the top 10 after that.
Well, let's see. Let's roll back here and see what happened to Nate Treat. I'll tell you what, these guys are now starting to push it to the limit here. He's going side by side with John Houston. Looking on the inside, he caught the apron. That's what he did. He caught the apron. The car shot up the track on him. He lost it. He had to gather it up and hold on to it and said, hey, Melly, wait a minute. And he is cutting grass to the infield, and a heck of a driving job by Nate Trito. But I tell you what, these guys are driving the wheels off of it, and the man that's loving it is a man out front right there, the number 73, Jake Nichols. He's saying, look, I am setting sail. And David Shutt is right there behind him going, man, look, I won last week. I'm in second this week. Can I run down this man right now? But right behind him, we have got a duel for the third and fourth. Mr. Popularity, Tyler Sifford, is door to door with John Houston himself.
Yes, he is, and Tyler's going to make that pass. They come through turns 1 and 2, and he's now going to take his turn to try to run down the 41 and his teammate in the 73. We saw Tyler be strong earlier in this race on the long run. What he really wants is to be able to catch up to the 41 and hope that he can start running down Jake Nichols and that this thing stays green. Tyler did a heck of a job to avoid all that action, all the accident that was happening up in front of him there, and he's now in position to try to get one of his better finishes of the entire season. As we know, both Jake and David Shutt have nothing to lose, having wins now, walking their way into the chase. Tyler is the first car in line as of right now to try to be the next one to do so.
Yes, he is. Now, I tell you what, right now, Jake Nichols running in first. David Shutt trying to run him down in second. Tyler Sifford in third. He's got his hands full with John Houston. Folks, I tell you what, right now, we ain't been able to do it all night long because we have had so much excitement, but we're going to take it to what we call the FMTB2, Ryan, the speed cam. And yes, we're going to listen to these monster machines fly around Atlanta Motor Speedway at almost 200 miles an hour. Let's turn it up. Well, I tell you what, Ryan, if that don't get your blood pumping, I don't know what will, because the sound of those motors storming on the asphalt out here at this 1.5 mile track, man, is enough to get you going. If you don't, you might want to check your pulse. You don't have a heartbeat, because that is some awesome power.
Yes, it is, and I'm watching the battle for third. That 88 is still all over the back end of Tyler Sifford. Just a hard battle going on there as the lap car of Dwayne Culberson has worked his way around these two as he's trying to run down the number 41 car of David Shutt, and Culberson is working hard to get his way back onto the lead lap if he can. And let's give a shout out with all that happened earlier with that big crash. A lot of guys in different positions now. We've got Nick Hunt, who has worked his way all the way up to 10th. Nate Trito, after that slide in the grass, and is now pitting, is all the way back to the 11th spot. Tommy and Massey running his way in the top 10, as is Jason Van Cleek and James Thorndike, all running up there trying to get some of their better finishes of the season.
Well, I tell you what, also, most notably right there, the first car lap down in 11th spot, actually, Aaron Garkos. I'll mess his name up every time, that last one, but I know it's Aaron right there, the number 40 MPI machine. Definitely not having an awesome night hit like. He's got a lot of front end damage there, but nonetheless, first man lap down in number 11th. He has definitely been able to power back here, so want to give him a good shout out and hats off to him.
Yeah, definitely a strong run by Aaron Grosskopf in the number 40 car, as he's currently obviously in the first position. if the caution were to come out, he would be the benefactor and get back on the lead lap. Now, obviously, a lot of the cars behind him would get the wave around and get back on the lead lap as well because they were all involved in that crash and had to pit. But Aaron would love nothing more than to win the Lucky Dog. That would probably be one of the more impressive accomplishments of his season to date after being in such a good spot right now in that number 40 machine running in the 11th spot.
Yes, it is. And I tell you what, John Houston is looking on the inside. He is all over the back deck lid there. And now they are door to door. The 88 machine and the number 7 machine are dueling it out for the 3rd spot. John Houston says, I want to break up this thing right here. But, hey, look in the rearview mirror. You have got some lap cars. Trevor Rapolo and you got Mike Rominger right there. They're on a lot better tires, so they got a leeway to them to let them go through here before they get back to battling to what they are. But Tyler Sifford has got 25 laps to hold off that number 88 Texan, as he has definitely shown, hey, now both of those cars got a little damage. Houston's got a little bit on the front. Tyler's got a little bit on the back, so it's probably kind of evening those cars out.
For sure, and I'm just checking the chat. We missed a guy when we were talking about guys with impressive runs. Chris Harvey pointed out to me, number 8, Christopher Parkman. Mr. Where did he come from? Running in 6th spot after starting in 15th. Definitely a better run of the season for the 8 car. I'm not sure of this, but might be his best run so far, let alone ignoring his win in the Xfinity Series. Might be his best cup run of the entire season.
Absolutely. I tell you what, we're going to give a shout out to that number 8 there, Christopher Parkman. He's been able to fire it back and get up here, like you said, in the 6th spot, and he's trying to chase down the old man there, the number 99, Bobby Chaney. He's got 23 laps to get it done, so he's definitely got time to do it. Just got to be patient, keep the fenders on. I think he was collected up in a little bit of incident early on, but actually bounced back as he's looking on the inside of Ryan Knoll right there, as these cars are fanned out very good because we've had some green flag running here, folks. And I tell you what, I'll give a rundown here very, very quickly of your top 5, top 10. As we're seeing now, Bobby Cheney's on his way down to pit road, so we got green flag stops. Now that begs to say here, does the front runners have to pit?
Yes, they do. Everybody is going to have to make one more stop. The first car that I saw come in is Nate Trito. He must have done it right on the edge of the window there of having to come in. Obviously, the number 97 is going to do something similar here to what happened at Charlotte, where he pit and is now, obviously, Nate is currently 1 lap down, but he is the 2nd car 1 lap down, 3rd car 1 lap down behind Nick Hunt and Aaron Grosskopf. But obviously, Nick Hunt and Aaron both have to pit. Nate no longer does. So if his fresh tires hold up compared to Jake Nichols' older ones, he might put himself in position to be the leader under green once these guys pit. But just like Charlotte, he may not have the speed that these guys had at Charlotte or here at Atlanta. Same thing as the Charlotte race in the closing laps there.
Well, I tell you what, and this also looks here, we still see that front end damage on David Shutt. Now, we don't know if he has his fast fix or not. I haven't seen him use it. I haven't seen him gotten any other accident. So we're speculating here, folks. Don't know 100%. But if I'm a gambling man, I would bet that when he pits, that front end magically is going to go pristine. If he's able to hold, and right now catching Jake Nichols with a damaged front, what is that man going to do on 4 fresh Goodyears, full fuel, and a pristine car? Can he run Superman down?
I think he can, but he's going to have to get closer than what he is to Jake. He needs these lap cars to really get in Jake's way and hold him up a little bit so he can continue to reel in Jake Nichols and try to make up some track position on him, because with pitting so far behind the 73 car at some point is no longer going to make a difference, as it looks like Tyler Sifford's going to bring it to the pit road, and he's going to have too much speed. Tyler, made it just slow down just in time, and the 41 pitted just in front of him. Jake Nichols is going to pit a lap after these guys. It's going to be all about this in and out lap for the 7 and the 41 car, as the 7 car's actually got his nose pointed to the inside of the pit wall.
Well, I tell you what, I'm watching the 41 right here, and I'm watching to see if he uses that fast fix, and I do not see that car going pristine. I don't remember him getting involved in a wreck early on that would have used his fast fix, right?
I don't remember, Joe. I got to be honest. I don't remember if he was involved in a crash. He may have been. And perhaps the 41 already used his fast fix earlier. Heck, he may have even left it on by accident and used it by accident early on in this race, and may have had it taken away from him. I'm not real sure. 41's nose looks a little bit better, like they got some of that damage fixed while he was in the pits, but not too much difference to me. That 41 perhaps didn't have his fast repair checked either and just neglected to do it on his way to the pit, thinking it would just take too much time.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, Jake Nichols coming out of the pit road here. David Shutt coming around on the front stretch, or actually he's coming in a turn number 1. He's going to try. It's going to be close for him to get close to him. Looks like it's going to be about the same amount of distance they were here when they got done. Now, I don't know. This one's going to come down to the wire.
Yes, it is. And did Jake actually take tires when he came in?
I do not know, because that was an awful fast pit stop that he did, because he still stayed a lap ahead almost. Well, he would have stayed about, from what I'm looking right now, the gap between him and Shutt's about 6 seconds. So he picked up some awful lot of ground.
Jake Nichols did pick up some ground, and I'll tell you why. He only took right side tires.
Oh, okay. Well, we've got 15 laps to go, folks. Let me tell you what. I'm not going to say it's a bad move, but it definitely is. And I am seeing David Shutt. Is he blinked out?
Yes, he has.
Uh-oh, I tell you what, I thought it looked like on my chart here he had blinked out, so that's the man that was close enough that we know that probably could. But nonetheless, who has moved into second spot there, the number 8 machine of Christopher Parkman and Bobby Cheney in number 3.
Yes, they have. They put themselves again in a good position here. David Shutt appears to have, yes, he is disconnected from the server now due to the connection issues.
Man.
Unfortunately, that's the part of this thing where the 41, at least he's lucky he can fall back on that win he has now because of these connection problems, but not a good night for him. And it's going to be interesting to see. Did the 8 car take 4 tires is the question, Joe. Does he have enough time on 4 tires to run down Jake Nichols?
I tell you what, I don't even want to begin to know, because right now he is 6.6 seconds behind. He would have to start clocking seconds a lap almost to get near him, Ryan, and that's going to be a feat. Not saying it can't be done, but it would have to be a feat nonetheless. And right now we're going to look here and see if he's clocking as he come across the line, see what he might have run down if it's just a stalemate. And he was 6 point. He's actually losing time to Jake Nichols right now.
Yes, he did. He lost a little bit of time, and while we were talking, I happened to notice as the 8 car went by down the back straightaway, I saw a car spinning. It was the 4 car of Mike Rominger. Him and the 40 car of Aaron Crosskopf got a little bit together as they came off of 4, as Aaron was trying to make up some time on the outside. A little bit of net code involved. The 4 car turned, hit the inside wall. Mike is now 15th, 1 lap down with a ton of damage to that 4 machine.
Well, I'll tell you what, we got 10 cars on the lead lap right now as we went through a cycle of green flag pit stops. We got 11 laps to go, folks, here. We got a heck of a duel right here for 4th spot, though. Nick Hunt there in the 00. He is on the outside of James Van Cleek, as these 2 guys are put in side by side as Nick Hunt's going to take over that 4th place.
Yes, he is. Nick Hunt working hard in that 00 car. We talked about it earlier, the disbandment of the old schools team, the remains of it that are left. Nick Hunt leading the charge right now after Aiden has had his connection issues earlier. Nick Hunt, that one hair flapping in the wind out the left window there, rolling his way with that number 00 Phoenix Society Chevrolet, putting it up into the 4th spot. Now going to try to make up 8 seconds to the next car of Bobby Cheney, as Christopher Parkman went from 7 seconds back on Jake Nichols, now down to 6.9. Still trying to reel in the number 73, but a long way back to do it.
Yeah, and with only 9 laps to go in this race, I think time's just not going to be on his side. But nonetheless, all the tragedy that Nick Hunt has had in his family to have here, to come out here tonight and run and pull it back here in 4th spot, my hat's off to that man. He is definitely a true competitor here. And to come out here with the 00 machine and to be in 4th, but it's not over with yet, because he definitely has got that 22 machine all over his back deck lid. So we're not going to say he's going to be in 4th yet, because we can't take anything away from Jason Van Cleek. We definitely don't want to. That man is fired back from 27th all the way to 5th.
Yeah, he has. I mean, what a run by Jason Van Cleek tonight, putting that car in the top 5 so far. Looking for more in that number 22 machine, but definitely cannot be unhappy with that. I mean, Nick Hunt himself started 21st, and he's running 4th. So a good, strong run by a lot of these guys here who are up in the top 10 tonight. I mean, Tyler Sifford as well started 20th, and Tommy Amassey started 24th. We're seeing a lot of these guys that started near the back run up to the front. Christopher Parkman, one of the bigger movers as well, after starting 15th, currently running 2nd, and putting distance over Bobby Cheney with just a number of laps to go, but it's still losing a lot of time to Jake Nichols, even on the tires he is on. I'm beginning to wonder, did Chris maybe not take 4 tires? Did he just take 2, or maybe none at all, just trying to get the track position, which, as long as it stays green, will hopefully pay off for Chris Parkman in that 8 car, but the 73 of Jake Nichols just starting to run away with it here at the end of the race.
Yes, he is, and I tell you what, Ryan, even though with that, Christopher has nothing to hang his head on or hang his head down on, because he has definitely done a tremendous job. Now, we're talking about Nick Hunt. Nick Hunt has fell to 6th spot, and in the meantime, we saw James Thorndike, who has won here the last couple of weeks. He brought that machine past both of them, blew by him in that 59. I think he's on a lot newer tires, and is up to 4th spot there. Bobby Cheney, though, still running in the 3rd place here, as we still see James Van Cleek has moved it up in the top 5, and Mr. Popularity himself has moved it there in the 6th. He is coming on strong. He's just time's not on his hands, because like you said, 4 laps to go. Christopher Parkman is definitely losing time to the leader out here, Superman himself, who is in cruise control mode. Definitely right now, he's not even hardly battling with a lot of the lap cars, because he knows, I don't want to get into trouble with these guys. I definitely just want to stay here and kind of cruise and finish this race. Right now he's door to door with the number 23 machine.
Yeah, running side by side with the lap car of Jonathan Shipman, but you know, you can't take anything away from all these guys tonight. Great racing this evening. Coming to what now is we're on 3 laps to go, I believe, here. Coming to what will be 2 to go next time by. A caution now would end the race, as we actually see Tommy Amassey riding next to the 8 car, gets into the wall coming off of turn 2. Looks like the 8 was able to hang on to that 66 car. But I think James Thorndike might be able to put some pressure on Bobby Cheney for 3rd here. That's really going to be the battle here at the end of the race, as we're coming here now to 2 laps to go.
Yes, we are. And I tell you what, watching Tyler Sifford here trying to pull that thing and run down James Van Cleek. And I tell you, he is running the wheels off of it, because he scraped the wall coming off the turn there. So we know he definitely is trying to do everything he possibly can to run it down to get in the top 5 if he can, but time is running out. It's not on his side, as we got a car that is smoking very, very bad, but nonetheless, in a whole zip code of himself. Last lap now, Jake Nichols. He got involved with a wreck, was 2 laps down at one point in the race, fired back, got them all back here tonight at Atlanta Motor Speedway. He's got one more time down the back stretch here, folks, as he's looking very, very, very strong, coming across out of turn number 4. Jake Nichols tonight, Superman, is going to do it again here in the 73 machine and bring it home here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And he's going to bring that man, number 8 machine, right behind him, of Christopher Parkman, as he comes out of turn number 4 and 2nd. And your man, Ryan, Mr. Consistency, number 99, and Bobby Cheney's going to round it out the top 3. What a heck of a race we have had tonight.
It was a fantastic event, Joe. Congratulations to the number 73 of Jake Nichols, bringing home the win again this season, 3rd win of the year. We saw that car that was blowing up on a few laps to go. That was the 97 of Nate Trito.
Oh, man.
All the way running at the time when the engine went. He was running about the 7th or 8th spot. Has dropped all the way a lap down to 10th, but able to finish the race even with that engine smoking that so severely.
Well, I tell you what the heartbreaker of the race, though, I got to give is to David Shutt, because I think he might have been the only man that might have been able to run down that 73. Don't want to take anything away from Christopher Parkman. I think he was just too far back and time ran out on him, but David Shutt would have only been a couple seconds or so on 4 good tires, but unfortunately a connection issue, and I definitely want to appreciate all the viewers out there for sticking with us through this whole entire event. This was a thriller of a race, folks, as we're going to get to talk with the first, second, to third place guys. This is awesome here tonight as you're looking at your winner, Jake Superman Nichols, and Christopher Parkman right there in second, and Mr. Consistency, Bobby Cheney in 99. And Ryan, I'm going to tell you what, as we're watching them do some victory laps right here, I'm going to let you pull up Bobby Cheney and get a talk with him, and after that, get a talk with Christopher Parkman, as I'm going to take a quick break right fast, and I will let you get the interviews with them, and then I'll run on down to victory lane there and talk with Jake Nichols.
Sounds good. Bobby Cheney. Bobby Cheney, this is Ryan Daniels up in the FMTV2 booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
What a run tonight, man. Your best finish of the season, I believe, in that number 99 Chevrolet. A heck of a job by you. Me and Joe up here call you Mr. Consistency, certainly showing that this season so far. How does it feel to bring that 99 car home in the top 3 tonight?
Oh, it feels good. I got caught up in a wreck there early. I was just trying, and this track really chews the tires up, so I was just trying, a lot of them guys, man, they're right on your door, so I was trying to let them all go, just trying to stay clean and have my tires there at the end, and it kept working out, but kept getting cautions at the wrong time, so, and like I said, I didn't get caught up in that wreck, and took the reset and just rode around in the back for a while just to let it all settle down and just come up there through the end. My main goal is to win championships, not win races, so, I always say, you win a race, remember you for your day. If you win a championship, remember you for a lifetime, so that's what I shoot for, championship.
Well, definitely exciting to see up here. We've seen a lot of great points racing by you and your whole team this season. We've seen a lot of great runs by the whole SRA Motorsports team this season. We saw Tyler Ducharme win at Daytona. We saw David Schutt get the win last week, and now you bringing it home third tonight. A lot of consistency, not just by you, but your whole team. Is there anybody out there you want to thank for just a great run tonight?
I just want to thank Rick and all the admins and you guys for putting us all on, doing the broadcast, and them for doing all the hard work. All the people that watched and all the drivers out there that raced me clean and stuff. I appreciate all that and thank them for that. And thank everybody at SRA that come out. So that's about it.
All right, man. Well, we thank you for coming up here and talking with us. It was a pleasure getting the chance to speak with you tonight, and wish you the best of luck the rest of the season, and we'll try to get up with you as soon as we can after the race, and hope you had a absolute fun time up here, and congrats on the third place.
Thank you.
Well, I tell you what, Ryan, I know that man is definitely happy, and I know you're going to run down there, grab Christopher Parkman, who pulled it off in the second place tonight, battling back to a lot of persevering and whatnot, so bring him on up here and give him a shout-out.
All righty. Christopher Parkman, this is Ryan Daniels up in the FMTV2 booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, sir.
What a run tonight, man. Your best finish of the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Cup Series to date, second place. How does it feel to bring home that number 8 Budweiser Chevy in second tonight?
Second place is like a win to me because it seems that every other race I've been wrecked out, so this feels like a victory to me. I'll take it.
Got to be excited. You worked really hard tonight to get up to that position. What was able to get you there? Just some great strategy on pit road, a lot of good work by your pit crew?
Yeah, that and trying to take my time, be patient, and let all the more aggressive people, drop themselves to the back, and me just be patient, take my time, and avoid the wrecks.
Well, you definitely did a good job of that tonight. We've seen you win at the Xfinity Series race, I believe, back at Daytona. Got to be exciting, like you said, to come up here and be second here tonight, getting yourself some great championship points. Is there anybody out there you want to thank?
I want to thank drivers out there for being respectful. Some of them, I got to thank, being nice and clean. So.
All right, man. Well, we thank you for coming up here and talking with us, and we wish you luck the best of the season. Hope to get another talk with you very soon. I know you got quite a few fans out there in the chat that are happy to see you get a good run tonight and that number 8 machine. And just want to say congrats on the second, and hope to get to talk to you soon again, man.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I hope to be at booth again soon.
Well, Ryan, I tell you what, I know that young man right there is very, very happy, but I'm going to jog on down here. Actually, I'm going to get my little golf cart, and I'm going to just ride on down to Victory Lane here and get a chat with Superman himself, Jake Nichols. Jake Nichols, Joe White up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Jake, I tell you, what's it going to take? Some flat tires or something to keep you in the back? I tell you, sir, we thought it was devastating there. You got involved in an unusual accident. You fired back from 2 laps down, stormed it to the front, kept your composure throughout this long, very, very fast racetrack, and a lot of heated battle. Now, unfortunately, the man we thought that could have ran you down on that last one had a connection issue and dropped. David Shutt, as we know, we call him the Nightmare because every time we see him, he's in your rearview mirror, probably giving you nightmares. But tonight, you pulled it off at Atlanta here at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. How you feeling?
It feels good. That wreck early with Mason, oh my gosh, I was like devastated. I had no words.
Awesome,
I understand
Michelle,
accidents
awesome.
happen. I'm not gonna be upset with them that much. Of course, at the time I was, because you don't expect that to happen especially when you're leading. But accidents happen. You just got to push through it. And so I had to race the rest of the race with no resets, trying to get through the field. I had to drive through everybody about 3 times or 4 times, which was tough every time because I had to get that lap back or get that lucky dog position, or it was just a waste of time pretty much. Like, I just drive through half the pack and yellow came out, and if I didn't get the lap back, then it was just worthless. But no matter what, it was a fun race, definitely tough. You had to save your tires really good on the and as well be fast on the short run just in case you got that yellow. So once we got back on the lead lap, I didn't think 2 tires was going to work that good, and thankfully it did. I took 2 tires twice earlier to get the lead, just to have the track position for later on in the race. And then the last green flag run we had there, car felt great on the 2 tires. I'm shocked. I love loose race cars. I love trying to wheel the car. So that last 20 some laps that we had under green was a blast for me. The whole race was a blast. I love Atlanta. It's one of those really good tracks that you can just have really good racing no matter what. But overall, really good race, that's for sure.
Well, I tell you what, you sound like you're a little more high-spirited about the win this time around than you normally are out there, but nonetheless, you did have to drive through that field not once but twice to get it done tonight, and it was a heck of a field. I can't take anything away from all the other drivers out there because it definitely, at times, you were having to wheel that machine around these guys because they were in the lanes, and they knew how to get around here.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, but nonetheless, got anybody out there you want to thank?
Snowcone Productions, Ford, Stimson X, Universal Technical Institute's on the car. It will probably be on the car in a couple weeks, on the hood. Everybody I work with in these races, both in Xfinity coaching, being the driver coach, and racing tonight. Ethan Kurtz, Dwayne Culberson, Tyler Sifford, Aaron Grosskopf, and Nate Trado. Delonte Ballard, him and I talk to each other. We're teammates out of this league. Not in the league. We're still really, we're pretty much teammates because we talk 24/7 pretty much during the race. Everyone at Slip Angle Motorsports and Brian Blackford Racing, you guys for putting on great broadcasts, and of course everybody that has been an admin this season, even last season for Extreme, putting these great races on for sure.
Well, I tell you what, we appreciate it, and congratulations. I'm going to let you get back to your crew because them boys are ecstatic, and they are loving it. I saw y'all out there playing little bumper cars, and your crew's probably like, man, it don't matter. We'll get a new one, put another bullet in that thing, send it to you next week, and you'll be good to go. But hats off to you there, Jake Superman Nichols, folks, up here with us.
Thank you.
Winner tonight, Atlanta Motor Speedway. Ryan, I don't know what to say. I am at awe with this race here tonight. It has been everything that we had imagined. Speed, excitement, drama, wheeling cars, heck of a race. The fans were loving it out there. I was loving it. What more could we ask for?
I don't know what else you could have asked for tonight, Joe. I mean, we had such a great race, a lot of just great competition. These guys put on really just a heck of a show. All of them deserve the praise of the world that they're going to get, I think, by the admins tonight. It was a strong race. Nice to hear that the 28 and the 73 got no hard feelings against each other after that little bit of mistake, when the 28 came off the pit road early in the race. But just my hat's off, as you like to say, to all these guys tonight for the performance they put on. Yeah, we had a few cautions, but you know what? To be that close to each other all night long, to only come out of this race with about 6 or 7 cautions, and for Jake to just once again put on a clinic in this race and bring home that win, it came from the back to the front so many times, just shows the dominance he still has in this series, and definitely going to be exciting as we continue to head towards the chase here. We're about halfway through the season now, I do believe.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, it's going to start getting hot and heavy and heating up, and folks, I don't know what more to say. We're going to leave it at that. Tonight, Jake Nichols powered back from 2 laps down, ran through this field not once, not twice, but probably like 3 times already tonight. And I tell you, I want to appreciate all the viewers out there, and I hope you enjoyed this awesome show that was put on here tonight. I'm Joe White up here in the booth, accompanied by Ryan W. Daniels this week here. As always, on Thursday night, check us out here. It's ExtremeMotorsports99.com on FMTV2, on YouTube Live every Thursday here to bringing you all this Cup Series exciting action here nonetheless. And until next week, this is Joe White. For us up here, y'all have a good night.